will never be ready. I was born unready. Perpetually so.
When will I know when I'll be ready?
Everybody, welcome to session 2.
Climax of the movie happens.
Last time we had a little bit of an encounter with a half-dragon losing their leg when the ceremonial walk of Angel going through and blessing the masses happened. In that time, the 2 hours since, the streets have been cleaned up, people came out, picked up all of the body parts and everything. The half-dragon was given back his leg as a souvenir. For some reason, there's no more fucking going on in the streets at the moment. Does anybody have anything specifically that they wanted to do aside from joining the people in the back alleyways while the 2 hours was going?
Can we call the peg leg half dragon Pete?
It's not his name, but if you want to call him Pete, sure. I mean, he's not present. I'm gonna say his name is Tyndall.
Nintendo?
And he is currently receiving medical attention still. He's probably unconscious, recovering from the fact that he now has 1/8 of the limbs that he did when
missing
he woke
leg?
up.
My character's just gonna walk over, tell him to get up.
No, he's like, he was removed and he is off in a hospital at the moment. Hospital in quotations. He's in a kind of rudimentary infirmary.
I'm just waiting for the walk to happen.
Alright, so anybody do anything in the time that it took for that to happen? Alright then. So
I'm sorry, I have no clue what happened.
The video will be on YouTube. You can watch it. It should be done processing by the time we're done, actually. So before the constable actually came and got you for the walk, he actually went ahead and tracked down each of you individually and personally gave you a word of thanks for helping out, and would like all of you to be present for the walk when it happens again, specifically because he knows that none of you guys are going to try to attack, because you helped defend the first time, and he reassures you that there's going to be all of those guards that were there again.
Really? I feel so honored by literally doing nothing. I did nothing.
As long as
he tells Dragon specifically that he would appreciate it if he could behave around the nights and not try to sell potions to people that are in the middle of dying.
So let me get this straight. Are we basically in the walk?
No, he has requested that you all be present on the streets. So he personally, like 15 minutes before the walk was going to happen, he went around and found all of you and requested that you all be like front and center for the next walk that happens. Gandhi, Gandhi, of course, you could tell him, sure, and you'll be present, of course, but you'll be doing your thing.
Or I could wait in the dark alley for him to pass, and then I could start World War I.
Brian, you're walking with Angel. You are his.
You're his
personal bodyguard, aside from the other 4 armored knights.
I'll take him with me to the alleyway.
See, this is why we.
You're
not playing your character.
The walk then happens, unless anybody has anything they want to add.
My character's on a balcony looking through my equal vision.
Yep.
Shit. Do I need to roll perception?
Sure, you can roll perception. What you got?
One second. Oh,
hang on,
I've got a 20. It's not natural.
That's a switch to game chat. Hang on. Oh, it's Brandon's party. Okay. I was wondering why I couldn't change it. It's your Xbox Live Party. Yeah, go ahead and set it invite only.
Yeah. Okay. Nope, I can't do that.
So
Options.
So with a 20,
it's not a natural 20.
While going over and looking at everything seems to be perfectly fine. Down a couple of alleyways, you see some people like starting to get into it a little bit, like maybe just a small amount of grinding, and that's basically all that's happening. Angel is just beginning to walk down. It doesn't seem like there's any sort of people or ne'er-do-wells that would interrupt the walk this time.
Is this town known for prostitutes or something?
No. That's really... the whole thing about people like doing shit in the background. Like obviously stuff would kind of be happening, but that's just all me exaggerating it. As a joke, there's not.
This festival's also to celebrate like birth or some shit, right?
Part of the blessing is for like the coming year and like fertility and stuff like that. So yeah, there's an air of this is for having kids sort of thing, but it's not like the overt like thing that it's all about. Anybody that is versed with it, especially Gandhi and Angel, would know that this is basically just a political stunt to have this whole walking sort of thing, because Angel is not like directly blessing people, he's just kind of wishing them well. And Brian's character would know this as well. So the walk begins, and Angel goes ahead and he makes it the first 30 feet down to the point where he was originally attacked. There's nothing that happens in particular. All the bodies are cleared away and stuff like that. The booth that originally had the cannon in it, the cannon has since been removed, and there is nobody in it. It's completely abandoned because it's kind of off limits. Like, people know that was kind of messed up area, and should anybody attempt to go near it, they would be seen with suspicion to begin with. So none of the civilians are in it, but everything else is exactly the way that it had started out before, minus the fact that there are a few less people in the crowd because some of the people are dead now. But you go ahead and you walk your way down the majority of the street. You end up passing by all of the individual characters, except for Brian, who's with you, of course. And people are reaching out and trying to touch you and stuff like that. And you can, if you want, you can like reach out and touch them and bless them and stuff like that. And they're trying to kiss your hands and everything. And the guards are trying to keep a fairly close watch on you. They've got the four of them are kind of like directly on your sides. Brian is walking a few feet in front of you, and the clerk is close behind to keep watching your back as well. You manage to make it pretty much to the end of the market, and the crowd ends up tapering off. And shortly after, the crowd, especially up at the front, begins to disperse and go back about their business with the rest of the festival. And upon reaching the end of it, your character knows that it would be customary to, at this point, be able to go and do whatever you would want to do for the rest of your festival. You're not required to be here for the next day. So anything that you have as your prerogative is your choice now.
Okay. Is there anything like fun to do around the festival?
There will be a nightly like sort of like dancing thing near the center of town, next to a giant tree that is like some of the only plant life that's still grows. Like, it's the biggest tree around, and there's a big town square around it, and people will be hanging up lights and stuff like that, and there'll be like dancing and of course food and music and stuff like that going on.
That's not until tonight,
yes,
though.
that's later on in the night. So if you're interested in sticking around for that, usually the diplomats end up doing that just because it's a celebration, it's fun. And then
right.
anybody else that wants to do anything until that point, or if you guys for some reason wanted to leave the city, you guys have total freedom here to do as your characters please.
I want to do something. I want to go to whoever's in charge of the military in this town and go see if they know who the hell attacked, and if there's a bounty for them. If there's like more of them, and they put a bounty on them. Because that's what my character does.
So, proceeding the walk in particular, within the first hour or so, the first thing that Gandhi does is he goes to the guard barracks and has a talk with the commander there. And go ahead and let me know what you're going to say to him when you walk in.
Alright, so... I hear you got some trouble in this town. Maybe you need someone to take care of the rest of them if there is any more of them.
He responds to you that he's aware that the constable has issued a statement officially that it is basically just like in-group people that happen to be in the town and they happen to not like dragons, but he knows that there is overall a standing reward for anybody that would be able to come forth with information regarding any sort of cult. But he reassures you that it's more than likely just a small group of people that, in particular, don't like dragons.
Well, I don't like these people that don't like dragons, so point me in the direction and pay me some money.
I can't point you any particular direction, sir. I would assume that most of them are all dead now because they've been removed.
Well, that's a damn shame, isn't it?
I would say it's honestly really good that they're all dead at this point.
I'd say it's honestly disappointing that there's not more to kill.
And I don't know if it's great to want to kill people, but I like your gung-ho attitude.
Well, let me know if there's any more that you run into.
We will deal with the issues as is policy for the guard.
Or I could deal with it for the right price.
Okay.
You're like some hooligans on the outskirts of town, wanting to kill dragons? Hit me up, I'm your guy.
We will keep you posted. If there's any sort of mercenary contracts available, they will be where they always are.
Alright.
Have a good festival.
And I just leave.
I'm just gonna chill in my quarters until tonight when the dancing happens. When I need it again to show
you go ahead
up.
and you head back to your hotel room then. All right.
Yes.
Was there anything that anybody else wanted to do before the night festival?
Eating contest.
There will absolutely be an eating contest.
There's an eating contest?
I would like to join the eating contest.
All right, so
yeah.
So anybody that's interested in eating contest,
I did not know about this eating contest. I would like to watch the eating contest.
Shortly after the walk, he announces that right before the official like song and dance routine ends up happening, there is a guy who's in the middle of the square, and he's got like a little booth set up, not like a full sales booth or anything like that. It's just like this little ramshackle, like a couple of boards and stuff. And he's got like sloppily painted like pictures of like different foods and stuff like that. It's not like hot dogs and burgers or anything like that. But he's got like a massive boar flank, and he's got some crudely drawn version of what would be like a drumstick for a mani or a grower. And so that would be the competition would be there's two of them in particular. One of them is the number of pounds you can eat of the boar, and then there's another one specifically for people who don't like to eat boar for the number of grower legs that you can eat as well.
Boar.
You want to sign up for the boar one?
Yes, the boar.
Yes, the boar, because I saw the man.
I'm gonna go all out eating.
Yesterday.
I'm gonna
no,
pig
2
out.
hours ago he came back with that boar.
Came back.
This is where that locks up her booth and sneaks to it to enter the contest.
Who sneaks up to the booth?
My character.
Okay.
She wants to enter the contest for the board.
Oh, okay. Her name is M. Okay. I thought you were using like a monogram. All right. Which contest did you want to enter then?
The boar.
One? All right.
Yes.
Is there anything else that anybody wanted to do before that takes place?
I'm there watching.
So after everybody is signed up, he goes ahead and he looks at the list and he goes, "Wow, we got a lot of people signing up for this now." He's going to have it set up so that way there's going to be a very large table.
I'll be back in like 30 minutes.
Brian, roll me a d20. Before you leave,
What?
roll me a d20 and add your constitution.
Roll a
d20
what?
and add your constitution.
Nine and Constitution is 13.
That'd be a 0 modifier, wouldn't it? Or would that be +1?
+1. Alright then, mute your mic before you leave. Alright, so, they begin pulling out like this massive table. There's about a half dozen other people signed up specifically for the boar eating contest who are big burly dudes. They're clearly competitive eaters. The competitive eating circuit is, it's down a little bit recently with the whole thing of food being a little bit more scarce in terms of the fact that population growth has been booming quite recently. There are effects to help alleviate the stress there. However, people being like super duper fat is still pretty rare unless they're pretty wealthy. So the fact that these guys are fairly well off, they've definitely been training for this. This is like their favorite part of this entire thing. Plus the boar is delicious. And then there's about twice as many people signed up for the leg eating contest. So they're gonna have the boar contest first, and anybody who signs up for that will then be instructed to go ahead and take a seat at the table.
Is this the board that I brought in, the bounty?
Yeah, they bring them in on like a giant spit, and they've already got them roasting up and stuff like that. And with it, I don't know if you'd actually physically be able to cook it that fast, but we'll say they cast a spell and ended up cooking it through all the way a lot faster, so that way it's safe to eat. And then they seasoned it and everything. So with everybody sitting down, I presume you guys are all ready for the competition then? All right, so the dude who organized the entire thing, he's got his little ramshackle stand that he moved away. And the primary thing that is present while people are finishing setting up and like lighting the lights because the sun is getting ready to go down, he goes ahead and he announces that to everybody after like standing up on around the massive tree in the center of the city square, there is a kind of like stone wall around it that's also used for like sitting and stuff like that. It's a few feet above the ground, so he stands up on that and he gets everybody's attention. He goes ahead and he motions towards the table that everybody is sitting at, and he speaks. Ladies and gentlemen of Mountain's End, even though we had some troubles earlier in the day, nonetheless, all of the festivities will continue as promised, and to start off the night, we will have the boar eating contest, and he points to all the people that are sitting down. A few of the dudes who are...
I'm gonna gulp down this boar.
Who are regulars?
Yes.
They stand up and they shake their arms up in the air with their fist, and you kind of see like a little bit of fat jiggle off the bottom of their arms. Like these dudes mean business. Mm-hmm. And the people like start cheering for him and stuff like that. A couple of them are shirtless for some reason, and before everybody goes ahead and sits down again, he announces that the boar, the largest of the boars with the few other extras, is courtesy of one of the contestants, and he points to Gandy's character, and he says thank you to you, and there's a round of applause for the boar that you brought in. He says, without further ado, we will now begin the contest. And what they do is they slice up like massive hunks of meat off of this boar. It's extremely tender. It's very juicy. It's seasoned incredibly well. And what they do is they bring over plates and they set them down on this massive scale. And they have each of the plates weighed to its precise amount. And what they do is they have a secondary plate that is also weighed up. So they have one plate in front of you that's got about 10 pounds of meat on it. And then just in case somebody magically manages to eat 10 pounds, they go ahead and they set another one weighed off to exactly 10 pounds. And they have that one waiting on the scale. And just in case somebody eats a ridiculous amount, they've got more that they can immediately like chop off and rush over with. So the competition will end after approximately 20 minutes. However, most people are probably going to be full before that, so it's the amount that you can eat within 20 minutes. So he goes ahead and he hushes everybody, and he says that it is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, and anybody that would like to do anything other than directly eat all of the food in front of them can let me know what you're going to do. Otherwise, for those that are going to dig in immediately, I'll ask for a Constitution check.
I'm going to have my squirrel start eating some of it, you know? I'm just like behind the board, and I'm just dropping pieces of board like off the table on accident, and my squirrel's like picking it up.
Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check in addition to your Constitution. And roll me a Constitution for your squirrel.
Okay, so sleight of hand we'll start with.
If you get caught cheating, you're disqualified.
Alright, so that's a 19 for the sleight of hand. We'll do my Constitution next, which is going to be a 15. And we'll do my squirrel's Constitution last, which is going to be... I don't know, would he also have the same modifier?
No, just let me know what he rolled.
He rolled 13.
Okay. Who else was participating in the eating contest? Mal is. Okay, give me a roll for M.
So do I just click on the Constitution, the little 3 or whatever is in the Constitution box? Do I just check on that? I got an 11.
Overall?
Or 11 plus 3, so would that be 14?
And then who else was eating some? Gandy, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not in the competition. Oh, I thought you were. Okay, so I guess he pointed to somebody in the crowd and noted you as the person. Oh yeah, and then Brian was doing it. Does anybody remember what he rolled? He rolled a 10. He didn't win.
He did.
Okay.
Garbage.
So Brian managed to get through a couple pounds of it and is full within about 10 minutes. I'm going to say that anybody rolled 15 or higher is going to be able to continue eating after the first 10. So Mal, you give it a really good effort, and you've definitely like eaten a lot, and your mouth is all greasy and everything, but you hit your limit and can't eat anymore. And then Dragon is going to be somebody that is continuing to compete with the other people around him. I said that there were approximately a half dozen other people. You had rolled a 15, so 3 of these guys do not continue eating past 10 minutes. One of them, actually 4 of them, because that's a 14. One of them matches you, Dragon, and one of them is just a little bit above you. However, at the end of the 10 minutes, people are kind of looking over and noticing that even though you know you didn't eat the most, people seem to think like you're winning. So,
Keep up the
so
good
with
work,
only 3
squad.
people clearly involved in this, I'm gonna say that for the second half of it, you guys can try to go ahead and eat more, and if you would like to continue feeding your squirrel, you can do so.
Of course I
Okay,
would.
so go ahead and give me another sleight of hand for feeding your squirrel, and then a roll for both yourself and your squirrel.
Alright. Doing that sleight of hand again. Keep up the good work. Yeah, we got 17.
Okay.
I was close to a 9, so I'm glad we got the 17. It did like a final flip at the end.
Okay.
Constitution for me is going to be the big old 21.
So you got a 21 for yours.
Right.
You got your sleight of hand, and then what did your squirrel roll for Constitution?
Working on it. Okay. My squirrel gets a nat 20.
Okay, so
The fact that my squirrel can eat
So-
more than me, I'm having a little bit of a problem with.
So they have the 10-pound plates right in front of them, and right as you guys are approaching about the 15-minute mark, the 2 other guys end up finishing off their plates, and you have beaten them to that process. So everybody's cheering for you as soon as you clear yours. They cheer for the other 2 as soon as they clear yours, and immediately upon receiving your second one, you start to carve off like a huge chunk of it, like 1.5 pounds. And as you go to carve it, it like flops down onto your lap and disappears, all except for like a little chunk of it. So like nobody notices that you carved off a massive piece, and it fell, and like it looked like you caught it, and like for some reason the piece that you picked up and ate was like way bigger, or the piece that you picked up and ate was actually like a very small amount. And the other guys clear theirs, and they get like another pound in, and then it's just they're out, they're done. And you polish off of probably another couple pounds. This is extreme exaggeration in this point. You know, this is multiplying the amount you actually would be eating by about 10. But yeah, you go ahead and you polish off about another half, and the time hits 20 before you're even feeling like you're about to pass out, and all the other people are just completely wiped, and you are clearly the winner. They don't even bother weighing the plates or anything like that. They just announce that you have been victorious in this, and your squirrel also claps, like for himself and for you.
I'd like to personally congratulate him at the end
like
of it.
walk over and shake his hand and everything?
No, I just want to say congratulations. I do not want to touch him.
Don't touch the dude. I don't feel like touching the dude with you.
Probably
That's
gross and
standards.
creepy.
That's
All right,
standards.
the constable comes by,
Don't want
and
to touch
he
any
specifically
business.
shakes your hand, and he hands you a little wooden plaque that has the year on it. It says 7070 or 770, and it says the #1 eating contest, Mountains End victor, something along the lines of that. And he then tells you that you can collect your prize money in the morning if you bring in the plaque to his office. But he's not going to give it to you directly here because there's a whole festival that's going to be going on, so he doesn't want anybody chancing that's going to be stolen off of you. With that concluded, the guy who had announced the boar eating contest, they clear the entire thing. They bring in like giant pots and then like open them up, and they've got like birds and everything, and they rip off the legs specifically, and they start filling up big, like they have the massive pots that they cook them in, but then they have smaller pots that they put all the legs in. So they put like 100 legs in front of like each of the individual contestants and everything, and then they announce that they're going to have them start eating and everything. And all the birds that had the legs ripped off of them that they didn't then give to them, they go and they take over to like a massive feast table, and anybody's free to go and collect it while people are like ripping the meat off of it and then like putting it on trays and stuff, so people can go and get like the the pulled meat from them, the breast like specifically separate from all the dark meat and stuff like that. So anybody that's interested in going and getting food, you can go ahead and grab some.
I am back. Did I win the contest or no?
You did not. You ended up with last place, actually. Oh no, you didn't. One of the guys rolled a 6, so you were not last place.
Oh yeah,
and their constitution.
Yep, and Dragon won. And to everybody else, it seems completely legit.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, based off your rolls, you still would have won anyway. But your squirrel definitely kicked some ass.
Of course, that's why I have them. I use them to eat more.
Anyway, ignoring the fact that I completely botched realistic eating standards, and Dragon is now like 15 pounds heavier. Anybody that wants to go ahead and get some food, go ahead and let me know what you decide that you're going to go pick up from it. Basically anything that would cross your mind to be at this place. Like they've got fancy pastries and cakes, like similar things to like Skyrim Sweet Bowls. They've got like sort of like glazed cinnamon roll type things like honey buns there. They've got pretty much anything you could think of. They've got like rudimentary potato salad, I guess. It's basically just mashed potatoes with like a bunch of other crap in there.
Could I have my lovely bodyguard get a plate? For me?
Yeah, sure. You can. Your bodyguard, like Brian or somebody else?
Depends on my strength, because if you have me get too much food, I might become over-encumbered.
No, just a bodyguard.
Just like a guard, okay.
Or I don't care.
Okay, whoever here has the highest strength, go
he
get
bows
the
to
food.
you, and he goes and gets you a plate. So, in terms of the actual seating arrangements, there are large tables, like very thick ones, that are lined around the outside in a large circle around the square. Everybody is going to be eating and dancing at the same time, but people are allowed to go get food before all the dancing starts, because with all of the people lined up for food, it's kind of hard to do all the dancing. So everybody's going to go ahead and get their food, and then go and set their plate down. Like if there's somebody next to you, like keep track of your food and stuff like that while you go and dance. So you in particular, you have a specific spot with the ocean behind you. Like not the ocean, the I don't know why I can't think of the word. They have a reservoir that is specifically kept up and everything, that people can go and have boats on and stuff like that. And you sit with your back to that, and then in front of you, you can see basically everything. You've got to your right is sitting Talfa. To your left is sitting Brian. Talfa also requested the guard go and get her food.
I'll be back again.
He comes back and he's just got a plate full of sweets, like cake and stuff like that. And everybody else, should you get food, you would be lined around the outside of the large circle. So was everybody interested in doing for this festival then?
I'm just gonna hang back and watch until it's over, and then I'll be on my way.
I mean, for me, Ben, I'll be personally just doing fortune telling like I always do.
I want my fortune told.
I want mine told.
Okay, so you can go ahead and act out if you want.
Oh my god.
Somebody said, fuck you under that breath. That's funny.
I said not you.
Oh. Where is it? I wasn't expecting it like immediate, like, yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
Can I do is there a way of me noticing you that you're having your, do you have like,
oh yeah,
booth
totally.
set up,
Like
or what?
he would be like,
I do. That's my normal booth.
Well, I mean, you guys are away from the booth, so I mean,
I'm a
like
fortune
Brandon would
teller.
be like accosting party guests and like doing fortunes for them, stuff like that. So I don't know, probably like you give like a fortune to some chick that says like you will be able to have kids or something like that, and she like freaks out about the fact that she thought she was barren and like immediately squeals and like hugs her her husband, and Angel then notices that she made that noise and sees that you're giving fortunes.
Okay. I'm gonna head over and ask for my.
You're going over to him?
Will you please? What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me a second. Where the fuck is it?
One second.
I can't
My
read
character.
Brandon
tarot
actually has
cards.
tarot cards at his house.
I actually have tarot cards. I'm trying
Okay,
to
so
find
while
my
that's
tarot
happening
cards.
then,
So my character would have been watching this eating contest and just trying to keep an eye on everything to make
I
sure
am
nothing
back.
goes south. And from there, I see Angel go over to this booth, right?
it's not a booth. Brandon's out in the crowd. He'd be like
Okay.
standing in front
I
of
see
one of the
him
tables where
approach him,
somebody's
right?
eating and like doing fortunes for them.
Oh well, he's not at a booth. Then have him. I want to have someone come get him.
Bring him to
have
your
him
table.
come to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Go get
All right.
who?
Well, when he gets
Bring
back,
who
we'll have
where?
that happen then.
I got it.
I
got it.
am
Okay.
back.
So, Brandon,
Not
one of
you.
the guards who you've met earlier comes and asks you to
My God,
do
I'm
your
visible to
reading
everyone.
for the dragon. For Angel.
Yes. Okay. I come over. Okay. It's a lady or a dude? I want to make sure.
It's okay.
Like the
We're
Male.
very
The guy?
progressive. It can be
yeah.
whatever.
It's kind of hard to tell from his. Yeah.
There's a dragon.
Hello, good. Yeah, I was like, hello, good sir. Or do you want to get a fortune told?
Yes, I'm very interested in what you have to say.
What would you like to know?
A fortune in general, I would presume. Is that what fortune telling is?
There's multiple types of fortunes. Do you want to learn about your future? Some situation you have? Or like how your day's gonna go? Like, what would you like to know?
Just the future.
Just the future? See how your future looks?
Yes, that would be
Okay,
fun.
let's see. Let's see what your future looks like. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I need to look it up. The Knight of Swords. Okay.
Are you looking this up or are you like reading it directly right now?
I'm trying to get an idea of what it's meaning, because I'm not like, to me personally, like as an actual player itself, I actually don't know most of my
Okay, I
characters
was gonna say it would be
I'm still at the
hilarious if like
beginning,
you
but
pulled the card
in
and
ga-
looked at it
in
and then
game-
you're like you pull out like a little like notebook and like thumbing through it like, oh, this is what this means.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
Brian, if you want to do something whenever I prompt for somebody to do something, speak up.
Okay, so
Am I supposed to know what to do?
Play your character.
I'm gonna go off with. I'm gonna continue with play. Yeah. The Knight of Swords. Your future looks like it could be very chaotic. Seems like you have you're very quick to you're quick to action. Seems like you're very quick to act on things. You should be very cautious about your future because your overwhelming energy might off-put other people.
It's very interesting.
The cleric speaks up through a mouthful of some kind of pastry, and some comes out accidentally. She excuses herself, but she asks you what her love life is going to look like because she's curious.
Her love life? Let's see. Her love life. Oh. I'm just sorry. Queen. Yeah, the Queen of Swords this time. Interesting.
Ben's over there like writing down the fortunes. Like I can make this happen.
Oh no. I
I
got
know
this one
she's
very
going to be
quickly.
chaotic.
Wait, but is this a random random person or is it like
This was
what is
the
it
cleric girl
exactly?
that's sitting
Who's-
next to Angel. Yes,
cleric
Talfa.
girl? Okay. Which person's
Talfa's the
Talfa?
little cleric girl.
Like in our. Yeah.
She's an NPC.
Girl.
Like, I know, but I have to ask, how old is
17.
this person?
Oh my god.
I can't.
You can't,
Personally,
just
I
do it.
don't.
Just do it. It's just a game.
Y'all gonna get raped.
Oh. It's close. It says, so you allow yourself to become dominated by other people. You may show weakness. Yeah, that's why I'm laughing, because I can't.
Okay, thank you so much.
She's gonna blush and
You're
swallow
now-
deeply and pretend like you didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
appreciate
step out
the
of nowhere
service.
and be
That's
like,
why
what's
I, that's why I asked. I was like,
I mean, if you wanted to, your character could have lied to her.
Yeah, no, I might just straight up say it like
Okay.
that, though. I
No,
wouldn't
that works.
lie. You ain't know me.
He's excused now. He can go back to
Yes.
what he was doing
Yeah,
elsewhere.
Yeah, I just go and give fortunes to the other civilians now.
So what is everybody eating? I'm just curious. For no particular reason. I don't need people being like, you're poisoning the food.
Yeah, a poison
eating
spray,
whatever
everything.
my
No, I'm just curious,
sorry.
like role playing. What is everybody's favorite food here? That might be here at the festival.
At the festival? I mean, to be honest, that just meat.
Any meat?
do they have fried dough?
They
do
would have
like
fried dough, yes.
Good. Otherwise, it's
Oh.
a shitty festival.
There's if you
have
I agree, Nathan.
if you were to like get close and be like, hey, I want the special stuff, he'll actually give you a fried dough that's in the shape of a penis.
I would love the special
Okay.
stuff.
He hands it to you. He says it's an unassuming shape. However, it's very clearly shaped like a phallus. However, the scrotal region is a little bit malformed, so it doesn't perfectly resemble it. It's just pretty obviously.
Very nice. I go at it.
Who is it that has the festival of the penis like in the real life? They actually have like lollipops in the shapes
What?
of. Is it Japan?
Probably
Mhm.
Japan.
Most likely.
It's not outside of precedent.
Let's be honest here. Nobody else does crazy stuff.
All right.
Japan does.
Mal, are you here? What you snacking on?
It's actually more so like the festival. Of
Nothing.
The penis
She
is
got
more
too
so
full
based
through
on
the
prosperous
eating
women.
eating thing that she disappeared and went back to her quarters to change clothes and get cleaned up for the
Okay,
dance.
you're preparing for the dance then. Is there anybody in particular that is interested in doing anything else before the dancing starts? You can do whatever you want during the dancing as well.
No?
It's still daytime, right?
It's
Dancing is at
sunset right
night?
now.
Well, before the shops close, my character would like to go buy
Oh, the shops
some
are definitely
more
closed.
bolts. God damn it. Well, when did they open?
In the morning. Yeah,
Right.
like everybody would have.
I'll keep that in
Everybody would have,
mind.
like during or shortly before the eating contest. Everybody would have been like, "Hey, everybody, close down. It's gonna go. Everybody celebrate." I also said everybody like 5 times in that sentence, but we'll ignore that. So the dancing starts. The first people go ahead and take to the square and begin dancing slowly. Music is played on your typical instruments. Violin to start. There's guitar as well. There's some people that have some drums, which they're taking it easy on for now. They want to build up slowly, but stuff's gonna get moving a little bit faster as more people take to the floor and stuff like that. They'll increase the tempo of the music, so everything will be great. Anybody in particular want to dance? Ask somebody to dance? Do anything?
I would like to put on that song that goes bow 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 wow. I'm just really trying. As I step onto the dance floor with my my kind of like 80s dance moves going.
Ben, what's the name
You're
of that
doing
song
like Disco
again?
Fever stuff. I've been feeling
Exactly.
dry lately.
Do you know the name of the song?
I
What's
don't
the name of the song? God
My
damn.
mind is telling me no,
what?
but my body
But my body-
is telling me yes. Even the people that are like still in the alleyways like bang, and they move specifically closer so that way they can hear the songs playing.
Let's see. I think it's this one.
If you want to play like the opening to it, go right ahead. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Trying to hold on. Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yep.
So, who all is dancing?
Film is
I'm not
dancing.
I'm not dancing to that song.
No, they've got like a typical sort of
And
like
kinda
jiggy,
has her,
thing going on that you can dance to like a partner to. It's kind of freeform at the moment. They'll have like a period where it's a little bit more ballroom style, but for the most part, it's going to be like kind of high energy type stuff.
Okay.
Right foot up, left foot slap.
If they do the cha-cha slide, I'm joining.
They're going to do like a rudimentary version of the cha-cha slide just so that way everybody can go ahead and get into it. So they're going to play just kind of like a song to get people a little bit in the mood. They're going to play another one just to get the energy up a little bit, and then they're going to go ahead and do one where there's a guy that gets up and he directs everybody in how to dance and stuff like that. That would be the equivalent of the cha-cha slide. Just so that way everybody can do it, even if they don't necessarily know it.
Okay.
And the cleric absolutely goes up and does the dance as well.
Is the flag male or
It's female.
Good. I would like to ask it to dance.
Oh my god.
She goes ahead and she makes eye contact with a couple of the guards, and then accepts upon knowing that they are close by.
That is
She's
a
also
good
like
idea.
4 feet tall. Let me just tell you how tall she is. Let me see my character sheet how tall she is. She is...
I would like to make a sexual comment about him having herpes and then pull him to the side so he can't dance.
No.
Is herpes?
I don't know.
Herpes don't exist in this world, Brian. Sorry to say it.
No, just like
I
say
catch
something
herpes.
that he has that
My
someone
squirrel
else can
catches
catch.
herpes.
Bubonic plague, Nathan.
Shit, she sneezed. I have corona.
So yeah, she goes ahead and she dances with you, and you go ahead and stay in close proximity when they do the other thing. And I assume Angel, you go over and you do the dance to the instructional one.
Yes,
Okay.
instructional.
Upon noticing that you in particular went up and started dancing, like basically everybody who like previously decided that they might not want to is like, oh yes, let's go ahead and dance. So essentially, like the entire festival, minus a few people, of course the infirm and kids that aren't interested. Like there's like a 3-year-old who was brought to the festival, who's just like screaming their head off that like they didn't want to go play with the other kids because they didn't like them, but is also like super pissed off about the fact that they don't get to eat nothing but sweets. Like their parents trying to feed them like chicken and stuff. They don't actually have chicken in this world. That would be a grower or a mini. But yeah, so everybody is having a good time dancing and stuff like that. In particular, is there anything that anybody wanted to do while dancing is going on? Because pretty much everybody's distracted, so if there's anything like shady that anybody's interested in doing, they can.
Actually, yes, my character is gonna go back to the scene that happened earlier that day, right? He's just gonna go around and inspect, just look for stuff, because He didn't get any answers from the guard, so he's gonna look for them.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for investigation then.
Just like out of curiosity, while dancing with the cleric, can I use my acrobatics to like do like spins and stuff?
If you
like...
wanna like, convince her to dance a little bit, like you want to do spins, or you want to do like dance moves with her.
No, you don't like dance moves with her where she's like spinning around while
like swing
being
dancing
held on like one hand or something.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check to ask her if that's okay, and then if she says yes, I'll have you roll acrobatics.
All right. Would you let the scrawny white guy do it? 11
An 11 persuasion.
Yeah.
She kind of like squints at you and is like a little bit confused. If you want, you can go ahead and roll me in acrobatics to demonstrate, and if you do well, she'll be okay with it.
I gotta know.
I heard something about acrobatics and her being okay with it, so you need acrobatics for sex.
You got 21?
You got 21?
Yep. Okay, yeah, so you do a little bit, like you give her a twirl and like push her away and then like pull her back and stuff like that, and she decides that that's actually not too bad. So yeah, you do a little bit more of acrobatic dancing with the cleric. And she seems to be having a great time.
Sounds good.
So what was your investigation, Gandhi? 18? So you go ahead and I'm assuming you're checking out the booth, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the booth has already been removed and everything like that. Not the booth itself. The cannon and the track that it was on has all been removed, and you notice that there seemed to be a pair of footprints that were left like extremely recently, and they come out of the booth and then head back up the road in the opposite direction of all the people who had gone towards the festival. So you know that somebody has been in the booth since all of the people left, and they started walking back up the road into the city.
Towards like where the dancing and stuff is
Opposite
going
direction. Because everybody else, like the entire crowd moved that way, so all of the dust was pushed that way, and then there's a pair of footsteps that just goes up the opposite direction. It's easily discernible. Like there's other people that have probably been walking the opposite way, but...
Do they seem recent?
Yes, very recent, because the festival was just happening. Define who.
Okay.
The person investigating.
Okay, hang on, let me read.
Nothing bad.
Gandhi, make me a will saving throw. What would that end up being? What's the equivalent of a will? Roll me an insight, Gandhi.
A way.
Yeah, I was going to say insight.
When there's a will, there's a way. So I guess the equivalent of a will is a way.
Gandhi?
20. Not a natural.
Okay,
20,
so you got a 20.
Hmm.
Yeah, nothing happens. You see the footsteps leading up. I forget if you said you followed them. I was reading a message.
Yeah, it follows him. But from like, not making it obvious, from a distance, like on the other side of the road or something.
Okay, you just like
Just
casually walking, but
along.
you're keeping an eye on them. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody doing anything else over at the festival? So the instructional dance ends, and regardless of the fact that you weren't doing the dance moves to that, the cleric goes ahead and gives you a bow, and she goes over to Angel, and she tugs on your robe and tells you that she would like to turn in, and that it asks if it's okay that she will leave you and head back to the place.
I suggest we all head back to the place
to the hotel.
Together. Me and my guards.
I mean, if you're inviting, I will gladly come back to the place.
Not you.
No.
Me and my guards.
Yeah, so you guys go ahead and you all leave the festival and head back up the main road towards your hotel. Is M or Dragon doing anything when they leave? You continue.
Yeah. What else is going on in the festival besides the dance?
There's more dancing going on.
Is that like all that?
It's more of the same.
Okay. But stores are shut down and stuff, so I guess I'm gonna just continue dancing because I know I won't be in town for that long.
Okay.
You know, enjoy the time I have here.
I'm just probably gonna go explore and see if anything just
Like back up the main road, or
back towards her booth where she had everything, and maybe get things ready for the next day.
okay. So Gandhi, you're following the footsteps. I'm gonna guess that you're probably a few minutes walk ahead, like to the point where you can't see Angel like behind you. And Angel, while you're walking with your cleric, your half dragon, it's with you, and the 4 guards as well. The cleric makes kind of a grunting noise behind you, and tells you that she doesn't quite feel well.
Oh.
She
Well,
she stops and she holds her stomach, and before, like, you look back and all the guards look back and everything like that, she creates a light with her hand and then presses it to her belly, and she turns and like starts retching, but after a moment she seems like she's fine. And she turns back to you and she specifically says, I don't know what happened. I just didn't feel well.
how do you feel now?
I'm fine. I fixed it, but that was really weird. I don't usually get sick.
That is odd. I wonder what happened. Was it something you ate? Did you eat anything odd?
Just a lot of cake and boiled dough, or was it fried dough you said specifically? Yeah, she was stuffing her face full of sweets.
Yeah, fried dough I had said.
Okay.
I imagine the amount of sweets you ate is what made you throw up then.
She thinks about it for a moment and like nods her head like, yeah, that's maybe. I don't usually eat that much.
I think it's best we head back and get some rest for the rest of the night then.
While you're walking back, there is a sort of a noise of like shuffling of feet down an alleyway, and let me check something real quick. Sorry, I didn't have it pulled up just quite yet. So you hear a like a slide and then a stomp, and the ground shakes underneath all of you, like you, the 4 guards, and the cleric. And I'm gonna have you make a dexterity save. Yes.
Me? Oh, okay.
Holy shit.
What's holy shit?
All 4 of your guards in heavy armor kind of like wobble and then just smack onto the ground, all knocked over by the ground shaking.
Let me check my dexterity. It's a +1. I rolled a 20. Well, a 19 +1.
Please tell me she's got more than... Okay, sweet. So Wait, you said you rolled a 20 overall?
And that 20? What?
No, 19
okay.
+1.
That's what
20.
I heard. Yeah, so you managed to hold your ground. So does the cleric, surprisingly, just barely. And let me just double check this here real quick. Let me roll for damage for your 4 guards. Right, I'm going to keep these all separate, so I'm adding up their damage overall to each of them individually. One of them falls on his sword that he's got on his hip, and it seems to like dislocate his hip, but he's not dead. He just dislocated it. Okay. Along with the tremor comes a very loud sound, like of the ground shaking. Brandon, you definitely hear that. And then Gandhi, you have you're quite a bit distance ahead of that, so if you want, I'll have you roll a perception to see if you heard it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so you hear like a low rumble coming from behind you, and then actually with a 19 you also hear like the clatter of the metal as all of the guards end up falling down. So Brandon, you heard it, Gandhi, you heard it, and then Brian, you're also present. And then actually Brian, go ahead and make me a dex save. Make a dexterity save. So roll a d20 and then add 4. Mal, were you going up the main street then? Or not?
Is the main street where
Yes.
her booth is?
Okay, so
Yes.
you also heard this tremor, and you can see them up a little bit further ahead of you as the guards end up falling down. Dragon, you're still at the festival.
Yes.
There's lots of dancing going on. Some of the lower constitution people around you seem to be getting a little bit sick.
Hmm.
And there's not
Okay.
too much concern. It's just that some people seem to be like acting like they don't feel well. This sort of thing can happen on occasion at festivals and stuff like that. Like there's probably something that got undercooked, and somebody's gonna get in some massive trouble.
Save?
Roll a d20 and add 4.
Yeah. Alright.
1.
You rolled a 1.
Damn.
Yes.
Okay, well I'm gonna have you take some damage
But-
then.
Oh.
You're
Wait, am I rolling the D20
gonna
add
take
4?
3 damage, Brian. Oh no, you're not taking any checks or anything like that, Dragon. You're still in the festival, and
How do I damage?
there's people dancing, and a few of them are just kind of not feeling all that well.
Get it in a sec.
How do I do this?
Okay. So I'll think nothing of it and just keep dancing.
Alrighty then. Actually, there's a lady that walks up to you. Actually, check me out just real quick. There's a lady that walks up to you, and she asks if you would like to dance with her. She seems a little plump, like she's probably married, but she remarks that you seem like a really good dancer, and asks if you would like to dance with her.
I'd say, of course, I would like nothing more.
He's
If
dancing
you
with
go,
a
if you
plump
want, go ahead
married
and make me
woman.
another acrobatics check.
Alrighty. Getting dropped.
You're getting what?
I said she was gonna get dropped, but with a nat 20 plus 4, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, we'll come back to you in a minute then. I'll just put a 20 on my desk to remind me of what your roll was. So, in the combat, now I'd like everybody to roll initiative that happens to be close. So, Gandhi, I'm going to give you the option to react and come back within about 50 feet of them when you hear the noise. Just because
Yeah,
having
he's
you
just
like
gonna
more than 100 feet away.
Casually walk back.
Oh, you're gonna casually walk back?
Yeah, he's not gonna rush. He's gonna think like something's probably going on, but it's
Ben?
probably some
Sorry,
drunk
did you
people or
message me?
some shit.
I didn't actually. No, I just didn't hear exactly what you were talking about with the why am I rolling for initiative if it's me.
Yes, you are in the initiative roll. Also Mal, and then everybody else who is present at the.
Can you explain to me what happened? Because I actually walked away for a quick second and didn't hear what you said about that.
So I was just explaining what happened. So the tremor happened and the 4 guards fell over, and that's why the initiative was happening. But I was just checking all of my ducks before the combat started, making sure who was present for it and who wasn't.
Okay. Okay, I was making sure.
I'm actually keeping my.
I mean, I
dice,
don't. To be honest, you know me personally, I like to play a little bit more hidden. So, do I need to roll initiative?
Yes, because you'll still be like there for the combat itself, even if you're not being engaged.
Yeah, 5.
You got a 5. Let me start keeping track of the initiative order then.
Total. That's my total. Thank you.
Okay.
Double checking, because I'm pretty sure my dex is up plus
Brian,
1.
roll me an initiative as well as Mal.
Yes.
I guess if Gandy's walking back casually, it'll be a turn before he enters combat.
Actually, does my character like hear the rumble and shit, and he hears the clatter?
Yeah, that's why you turned around.
Okay, so that's not normal
not.
for him.
I got a 15.
But I'm on the edge of town, right?
You're up the street because this happened before you could follow the footsteps.
I got a 2.
You got a 2?
Why?
Okay. Mal, what was yours?
I got an 11 plus 4.
Okay.
Oh, 15,
Angel, what was
I
yours?
guess.
Mine was 15 plus 1, right? Initiative is 1. Yeah, so, 16?
Dragon's not in this combat. I've got Brandon's, Brian's, Mal's, Angel's. Gandy, did you rush back or did you casually walk back?
Well, upon hearing this, whistle, get the bird up in the sky again, since I got a few more uses of that. Just look, should I roll perception
yeah,
for
go
that?
ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
I need this one. Oh shit. I need this one. And I need this one.
17.
17 perception.
Not that.
17.
You see that
This one.
there is above the city and everything. You see the 4 knights down on the ground. You see Angel in between all of them down. The cleric is right behind him. You can see further down that Mal is there as well, and then there seem to be a few shadowy figures in the alleyways directly surrounding Angel.
Okay, then I'm definitely gonna head back faster than that.
Okay, so you rush back then. Go ahead and roll me your initiative. Saying that was like the reaction to it, just getting a quick glance and then seeing all of that. We roll the initiative for the cleric.
10.
Okay. 10 clerics, and then I'm just gonna have all of the knights on the same initiative. Fuck. So they're almost guaranteed dead before the first turn. And then let me go ahead and have the all of the enemies roll their own initiative. And that's awesome. So you guys were getting really good skill rolls. However, this is going to be a little bit bad here for a second. So for people that are in the initiative, the next thing that happens upon them hitting the ground is that 4 individual crossbow bolts end up getting shot down at the group, all specifically aiming for Angel and the knights down on the ground around him. So I'm going to say that 2 try to fire directly at Angel, and the other 2 just try to fire at the group. Oops, they both fell off my table. The other one fell off my table again. So neither of the 2 that shot at Angel managed to hit. And then the other 2 that shot at the other guys, both of those hit. And forget, what is the damage of a crossbow? Let me click on somebody's sheet.
1d10,
You have
I
D10
believe.
for a heavy crossbow. Yeah, we'll say they have heavy crossbow as well. D10s. I need another one. Those are percentage. Okay. So one of them does 10 damage, and one of them does 1 damage. I'm gonna roll a d4 to see which one they hit. So that is the guard that is to your right, Angel, ends up taking a bolt while he's down, and he does not move after he gets hit. And then another bolt actually hits him as well. So the 2 people aimed at you and missed, and then 2 people aimed at him, and he died from the first bolt, yet the second one still hit him anyway.
Okay.
In addition to that, another 4 characters end up coming from the alleyways directly flanking you on all sides, and they are going to, because the knights are down, 2 of them are going to jump on the knights that are in front of you, and then one of them is going to, because he's in between you and him, is going to reach down and try to stab him before coming after you, and then the 4th one is actually going to try to attack the cleric. So let me roll all of their individual hits against your guys. Every single one of them missed. However, the first 3, they're attacking prone enemies, so I'm going to give them advantage. And all 3 of them hit. Okay. It's a, what is the damage of a sword? It's a d6, right?
A sword?
Is a sword a d6? Equipment. Where's the option to change my equipment here? Search.
1d6.
Is it? Okay. 1 damage, 5 damage, and 3 damage. None of them are dead yet. I'm just going to group those together to keep track of their damage. Alrighty then. So with the 8 enemies having moved, the next person in the initiative is you, Angel.
I would like to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. Let me just double check what that is. Oh, he just now left the party.
Cookie.
Yeah, I saw that he got online, and I was like, interesting, because he's already in here.
Yeah.
Back now, Brandon?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said after everyone who's in the area shooting.
So wait, you mean like when they got, like they started shooting?
Not when they started shooting. What was it when?
So 4 archers shot down.
Was the
One of the guards that was on the ground is definitely dead. And then 4 people jumped out.
Yeah.
3 of them stabbed the dudes that are on the ground, and one of them missed an attack on the cleric.
Okay.
It is now Angel's
Out of
turn.
curiosity, where am I? Yeah, where am I in this situation? Because I'm not supposed to be nearby.
You're about 20 feet in front of them, inside one of the booths.
Okay.
And you.
I need to know exactly position-wise where I was at.
Angel is about to cast. You said Thunder Wave.
Yes.
Let me double check what that does.
Wait, how close are all the enemies?
They're
Like to
so
Angel.
all of them are within 10 feet of Angel. All 4 of them. There's 2 that are directly in front of him, 1 off to his right, and then 1 is behind him fighting the cleric, and then there are 4 archers shooting down on them.
Okay.
Thunder
I just wanted to
Wave.
know about that.
Shoots out from you, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you. You must make a Constitution save. Okay, so you can target up to 2 of them with this then.
Then
I'll target the 2 in front of me.
And you just cast it and they have to make a con save. 2d8 thunder and push 10 feet. Okay, I'll make a con save for both of them. One of them passes, one of them does not.
Ben.
So go ahead and roll me the damage that you deal for it. 2d8. Message
2d8. I just had my fucking dice up. Where'd it go? I'm sorry.
That's the event thing I told you.
Alright, 2d8. Let's see here.
Okay.
You
7?
roll it, or should I roll it? Or you
7.
roll it? Because it's on.
I wrote 14.
14 damage. So one of them gets shot back and ends up falling backwards and snaps his neck when he hits the ground. And then you have a movement if you choose to do so.
Ben.
Number?
Ben, wait.
32.
Can I attack the other one that didn't get thrown back with my scimitar?
You already made an attack, so you can't attack.
Oh, okay. I thought that was different.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I attack yet or no?
Okay. Not yet. Right?
Can I? Is what my is my one of my dragonborn guard is on the ground still?
You're yes, he fell down.
I would like to like move over him until he can get back up.
Okay.
Like kind of move in between him and
he's
the
right
enemy.
next to you, so if you want, you can if you want for your movement, you can just pull him back up to his feet. I'll let you do that.
Okay. All right. That sounds
Okay.
good. I'll do that.
Brian, you are now standing again.
Ben?
Yeah, so as you reach down to pick up Brian, there's a crash of thunder, and in your general vicinity, do you have a specific item? If you do, message me, otherwise I'll make it up.
It would be... you can go ahead. Have fun.
So a bunch of half-eaten tomatoes end up falling from the sky and begin pelting everybody and covering them in tomato juice.
Mm-hmm.
And it just hails down, like there's just tomatoes falling everywhere. Next in the initiative order is Mal.
So I need to spin for initiative.
You already
correct?
have initiative. So you are a little ways back behind the group. The closest person to you is about 20 feet in front of you, and that's the dude attacking the cleric. Otherwise, there's another dude just over a little bit further to your right that's attacking one of the knights that's on the ground. And then there's one more that's up in front of Angel attacking him, and there's still the 4 crossbow people reloading up on the buildings.
Okay, if they're reloading up on top of the buildings, all Darkshire's only gonna have her her dagger with her because after the party or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be more common to go after the ones loading the crossbows.
Okay.
So will she throw her dagger?
You can't move up to them, so yeah, you would end up throwing your dagger unless you wanted to try to make an acrobatics check to climb the building.
Okay.
Do it.
Let's do an acrobatic. Let's do it.
Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics then.
He falls on her back. She's dead.
Okay, I got a 22.
All right, so you go ahead and you want to move on to the right side or the left side of the street?
Okay, the right side.
Okay, so you go ahead and you jump up on top of one of the buildings, and you are now up there, and there's a crossbowman who is about 20 feet in front of you on top of the building, and then about another 20 feet in front of him there's another one. And then, of course, equal distance on the other side of the street are the other ones.
Can she attempt to sneak to them so that neither one of them know until she's like close up and can slit his throat with the dagger?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check since they're not focused on you, so you can. We'll say that you tried to use stealth to climb up as well.
Yeah, no, that was an 8.
Yeah, no, you made a lot of noise climbing up. He actually looks back over at you and turns his crossbow to point at you because you're the biggest threat now to him.
Well,
that's your movement, and if you still want to throw a dagger, you can.
Okay, let's throw a dagger. So do I go to my actions and click on the hit thing?
Yeah, roll to throw the dagger. That guy's dead. I'm just gonna remove him.
I got a 22.
Okay, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for your damage. There's some loud ass vehicle outside my house right now.
Luckily, we don't hear it.
I got a 6.
It's definitely showing up in the recording. Alright, you go ahead and do 6 damage to him then. And next person in initiative order is Gandhi.
Cool. How far am I from this?
You are about 50 feet away from everybody else.
Can I see everyone, including the people on the roof, right?
What effect? Sorry, what about the roof?
Do I see everyone?
Yeah, you can see everything.
Person, right? Everything? Okay. I'm gonna take out the crossbow. I'm just gonna stop right there, take out the crossbow, because 50 feet's a good range. I see Mal's character on the roof, right? It looks to me like they're kind of getting things under control on the ground, right?
I mean, Angel killed one guy, but that was it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot the person right next to Mal, the guy that she threw the dagger at.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit then.
Okay.
Whatever happened to that girl I was dancing with?
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
$14.
14 to hit. Okay. Roll your damage.
Nine.
All right. So he takes a dagger in the stomach, and then immediately afterwards, like as he's already bending over, another one just goes ahead and embeds itself into the back of his head, and he just falls forward. He's dead.
That was the crossbow. So that would be a bolt, not another dagger.
Did you want to move then at all, or reload?
Reload.
Okay.
Reload. I forgot about that.
The next person in the initiative order is the cleric and the knights. So there are the 3 knights on the ground that are still alive. Brian's character right there. I got a map right in front of me that I'm using to try to give myself some information here. So the knights are going to go ahead and go. They're going to use their movement to stand up, and the two that have guys bearing down on them are going to try to turn and attack them. Both of them manage to hit. I'm going to have them roll for damage. You deal some damage respectively. Okay. Let me just write that down real quick. Alright, so the knights have gone. The cleric is going to go next. She is going to turn to the knight that is closest to her and try to heal him. Where am I? There we go, spells. She is going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on him, which is, where's my d8s? There we go. She's going to heal him all the way back to full health. And then with her movement, she's actually going to slide back in between the two knights that got back up. So now she is in between the two knights and Angel in like a triangle. And then after her is going to be Brandon.
Okay. Ben, you saw what I sent to you, right?
Yes, I needed the actual effect that you want.
I just wanted to be able to just change it.
Into?
Like, well, which one is the more perfect one for this? Do the first one. Like, when you're looking at the, like, this, like,
Okay.
four.
Yep.
The first one.
So,
Okay.
as, that's one of your cards, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you go ahead and flash a card, and the tomatoes that are falling on everybody upon impact, rather than spewing out tomato juice, instead, both the tomatoes that are currently falling and all of the ones that are like already on the ground, the juice that is like everywhere, it all turns into ale. And so when the tomatoes hit you, you get covered in ale. So that's what the entire area smells like now.
We're gonna have some drunk people now.
Do you want to do anything else?
Sounds like a party's going on over there.
Can I do anything else? 'Cause I'm not, like, am I still hidden and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, does the enemy seem to
I'll
know
make
where
me a
I'm
stealth
at?
check to see if anybody
Okay,
notices.
how
I would
is-
assume that nobody does. I mean, like, realistically, they're all engaged with somebody else.
But tunnel
Literally
vision out
nobody is
to
paying
her.
any attention to you, so
Yeah.
make me a stealth check with advantage.
Yeah. Let's see. 10
10?
with advantage because I don't actually. I'm not proficient in
Okay,
stealth.
well, they know you're there, but you're not doing anything.
How far away is he?
I'm just
from
standing
me?
here watching.
He's like 20 feet behind you. He's close to about half the range between
Yeah, I'll
everybody. Did you want to do anything else?
I'll just. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just. I can't really. If they know I'm there, I'm just gonna start walking. Just walk away. Just like, yeah, I don't want to
Okay,
be
you're gonna
here.
walk away. How far do you want to walk away?
Back to the dance. Come dance
No,
with me,
no.
Brandon.
No. I still want to be in the battle. Just far enough where, like, it doesn't seem like I'm actually helping.
Okay, do you want to like
per
walk
se.
back as far away as Gandhi is then?
Not far. I need to be a certain distance.
You're
in.
30 feet away from them. Gandhi's 20 feet from you.
No, I'll go up, position myself like behind the stalls, but like still close enough where I can still see them. Like I'm gonna be looking
Okay.
like 25 feet,
All right.
where I can still see and like keep an eye out.
Yeah, you can
just in
still see
case.
you can see the major fight and then the people that are like up on the roofs on the opposite side.
If I'm perfectly covered in my stall, am I like Kind of protected my stall.
Protected? What do you mean? Like, half guard? Like if somebody were to shoot at you?
Covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you half cover.
I'm like, yeah, cover. I'll stay where I'm at then. There's no point for me to move.
Right. So after you've gone, then it is Brian, who rolled a 2 on initiative. Brian, you here?
Yes.
All right. What do you want to do? You have an enemy that is pretty much right next to you. There are 2 enemies that are on the opposite sides of 2 of the guards, and then there are 3 guys up on the rooftops, 1 on one side and 2 on the other.
Gouge out the eyes of the enemy right next to me.
Brian, you can if you want to. Yeah, go ahead and then I guess just if you're gonna like lunge at him to shove your thumbs in his eyes, go ahead and roll me to hit for an unarmed strike.
19.
All right, sweet. You definitely hit.
He's like the baby company.
Your unarmed damage is 3, so you like jump forward and like go to shove both of your thumbs in his eyes, and you get like you feel one of them like pop as you get him, but like the force of that one ends up making the other one not so much. So you just kind of like jab at the other one, but he only loses sight in one of his eyes.
Jason, anything else I can do?
You can move, but you're also like
I thought he was
like
a cleric.
He's a half dragon. He's a half
So
dragon.
now that I'm onto him, can I kick him onto the ground so he's flat on his
He's
back?
a cleric that just puts his hands in other people's faces.
I'll let you make an opposed strength check to try to knock him over. I'm not sure whether there's a garbage truck.
So roll.
Roll a strength check.
Usually to cover
15.
garbage.
Is that with your bonus or
Without bonus.
Okay, yeah, you take him to the ground. Next up is the enemies. So the 3 guys up on the roof, 2 of them are going to try to shoot directly at Angel because some of them are falling now. They're going to aim straight at you. One of them is going to aim directly at Mal. So I'm going to roll the 2 to try to hit Angel. Does a 14 beat your AC? Does
No.
not. Okay. Mal, does a 13 beat your AC?
What do you mean by that?
Your armor class is
Your armor
13 or
class.
below.
Where do I find this at?
On your sheet.
Top of the
it's up
page.
towards the top.
Next to health.
Armor class is a 14.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't hit you. That's really unfortunate then that the 3 archers are completely fucking worthless. So the
Potato aim.
Yep, the knight is going to, or the knight that's on top of not the knight. The guy that Brian is currently on top of, he is going to try to stab you with a dagger. That definitely hits.
Only Brian's gay. Oh.
Wouldn't he have disadvantage, Ben, because he's blind in one eye?
Brian's on top of him, so I mean, like, he doesn't have to see very well to feel the thing that's on top of him and thrust a dagger into it.
That's true.
So Brian, you are going to take 5 damage.
Fantastic, 1 HP.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 2, upon seeing the missed things, one of the guys is going to invoke an attack of opportunity from the knight, who misses, and he is going to lunge at Angel. So let me go ahead and roll for him to hit. 14 does not beat your armor class, correct?
Correct.
Alrighty then. That would leave me with only one of them left. He is going to stab the guy in front of him and then also try to go after you. He definitely hits that one. He's using a sword. So he goes ahead and he lops off the head of the guard that is in front of you to your right, and then like rushes past you, and I'm gonna make me a dexterity save.
Oh, a dexterity.
Make me a dexterity save.
Okay, that's a d20, correct?
Yes.
Alright, I rolled 16.
Plus your dexterity. Save. What did your dexterity save?
No, plus the dexterity is 16.
Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and roll his. He fucks up. So he like, you lean back out of the way as he like, his open hand like tries to like reach at your neck, and he just kind of like stumbles forward past you. I guess he's going to be passing the cleric as well, so I'm going to give her an opportunity of attack on him, which hits. And she like, just as he misses the save, she like swings her quarterstaff and like beans him over the head, and he just goes down, like eats the dirt, and stays down. This is not going well for the enemies. These rolls are really not helpful. When you want to do something right, you do it yourself. So that is all of the enemies.
Whoever hired them seemed to hire a bunch of amateurs.
From now on, I'm gonna roll them real character sheets and get like actual bonuses to stuff for them rather than just the flat 20s. So the what enemies do we have left here? So there was the one that had the missed attack of opportunity that tried to swipe at you, and then there's the other one that also tried to grab at your neck for some reason. And the one that's on underneath Brian. So there's 3 of the swordsmen left, and then 3 of the crossbowmen left. After theirs is Angel.
Oh,
Yep.
my turn again? Alright, so there's the guy that's in front of me on the ground, right? That missed me?
Yep,
and then the rest are archers?
Oh, yeah, no, he's dead. I forgot the cleric killed him. Yeah, so he's straight up out of it. There's one that is next to you that tried to slash at you with his dagger, and then there's one that Brian is currently gouging the eyes out of.
Okay, so my cleric has a turn like right after me, right?
The cleric is after Mal and Gandhi, but yeah, it's before the enemies go again.
But yeah, okay, so order of operations, yeah, she goes before the, okay. Just making sure, I'm sorry. Okay, so I would like to attack the one that's standing next to me that tried to attack me with his dagger with my scimitar.
Okay.
I roll to hit. I rolled a nat 20.
Alright, go ahead and roll me crit damage. What chances of you keep...
That's just the regular... That's... Crit damage is...
You roll the hit attack twice and take that higher number.
No, you take both numbers. They both...
Okay. Well, I got 6 and 5, so 11 plus a proficiency of 2, right?
Yeah, but the +2 is only applied to one of the attacks. Regardless,
okay,
you, how do you want to do it?
That
Go ahead and tell me what you do.
5 and 6 plus. What do I do with him? Do I kill him with this strike?
I'm saying, how did you kill him?
I want to lob his fucking head off with my scimitar.
Yeah, so he goes ahead and he makes like a swing towards you, which for some reason was like super easy to dodge, and you just go ahead and backhand his head off with the scimitar, and like as he sees the blade, he's like, fuck, and just like his head is gone. It just plops and rolls away.
That was fun. Okay, I have another move. I cannot cast a healing spell, can I? On... No? Okay. Oh. Well, I don't really have much else to do, I guess. So I guess I'll just end my turn.
And the next person up is Mal.
So, me and Gandy are both on the roof?
No, Gandy's not on the roof. He just shot at the guy that you threw your dagger at.
Alright. Oh, what am I rolling for?
You're just up on the roof right now. There's a dude that's a couple houses down that, like, the houses are connected, so you can just run over to him. About 30 feet away, and then there's two guys on the opposite side of the street as well.
Just gonna go the one that's on the roof.
You're gonna go after him?
Yes, he's gonna go after him. Because I assume she grabbed her dagger off
Yeah, you
the guy.
can run and pull it out
has
while
it
you're
in her
running and
hand.
go after him. So yeah, go ahead and roll a hit then.
Alright. Damn. Got a 10.
Okay, that does not hit. Paul?
Damn.
Next up will be Candy then.
So, who's all alive?
There's the dude that is right in front of Mal. There's two guys on the opposite side of the street across from her, and there's one dude who you probably can't even see who's having his eyes gouged out.
Who has the buzzy
Brandon
mic
Wilson.
right now?
Okay. Then I guess I'm going to shoot the one next to Mal again, because fuck it, she's the only one that's... It looks like they got shit controlled down there, so I'm just gonna shoot
Go ahead and roll
that
the hit.
person that's in the most danger. That is a 17.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. Alrighty then. So Mal moves to stab, and he deflects the dagger away with his hand, like he smacks her wrist, just like reacts faster to it. And immediately upon doing that, he receives one directly to the spine, between his shoulder blades, and falls forward into her, and hits the ground.
And I reload.
Right. Next up after Gandy is Brandon. And
Yep. Ben.
so the area back behind the group overall, fairly close to where Brian is gouging out some dude's eyes, the ale catches fire. And it begins to spread immediately. So I'll give somebody a reaction to try to move away from it. If you do not take movement far enough outside of the radius of where all of the ale tomatoes are falling, you will begin to take fire damage. All right. Did you want to do anything else, Brandon?
Move away.
You're out of range.
I mean,
Still
yeah,
wanna
but I want to
move
get.
further? Okay.
I mean, it's like, I mean, can I? Because does that count for me as an attack?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Can I? Am I able to just close in the distance between? How far away are the archers from me?
They're across the street and down the street about 20 feet. So you could, if you made an acrobatics check, you could jump up the building right in front of one of them.
Can I close into the distance but not be like in front of him, like maybe like get to the building.
You want to like go down in front of the building?
Yeah, but on like off the
Yep,
side
sure.
to be more hidden. If I can
That way you
pull
can't shoot
that
down
off.
at you. Alright.
Yes.
I won't make you run a stealth check because he, regardless of
shit.
whether or not he sees you, you're not his primary target anyway. Like, even if you rolled and failed,
Yes.
he wouldn't be going for you. Next after Brandon is Brian. You are on top of a dude gouging out his eyes. You have 1 hit point left, and you must move out of the area or you will catch fire and begin taking damage.
Okay, quick question. God, do I have enough time in order to take the dagger he stabbed me with and then stab him in the other eye with it and then roll him towards the fire?
You would have to make an opposed strength check to take the dagger and stab him with it, which you can do as your attack. And then if you want to make part of that pushing him off, that will be your full attack then. If that's what you want to do.
And then I wouldn't be able to get away from the fire?
No, you can still move after.
Okay, I would like to try and take the dagger from him and stab it into his other
Make me a
eye.
strength
check. 17.
So you go to take the dagger out of his hand, and he just flicks his wrist, and you lose your grip on it.
Anything else I could do? Seeing
You
as I
have
can't
your,
grab the
your
dagger.
movement. That was your attack, so you have your movement.
Jump off of him and away from the fire.
Okay, I am going to have you do another strength check, opposed, because he is going to try to keep a hold of you.
13.
He beats that out, and he reaches up and holds onto you and grips your shirt and keeps you from moving. Next roll is the enemies. So that is the 2 archers. They are going to again try shooting at Angel. At this point, I'm debating on whether or not they're just going to fall off of the buildings and break their necks, because they both miss. And seeing how fucked up all of this is going to be, they are going to turn tail and run. They're going to run to the buildings that are attached behind them to the other street, and then try to jump down. They're going to hop down off of those buildings. So they are not currently in anybody's eyesight. Let me roll them some acrobatic checks because they're going to jump and make sure they don't break their legs. One of them falls and breaks his leg, and the other one manages to stick the landing. Literally rolled a nat 1, so he just goes ahead and he breaks his leg. We're going to say that that's the guy that's closer to the festival, and he also takes 2 damage. So that's fun. These guys are completely inept. Next time I'm gonna roll some like legit character sheets and have some bonus stats and actions and stuff like that people can do, or maybe I'll just have some spellcasters. Assuming they make sense canonically. Anyway, with those guys having gone, the next one is with Brian. So, going to make an attack roll. 13. I assume does not hit your armor class.
Edge on encounter. I'm 15 for armor
Alright,
class.
so he misses that. He is still underneath you. He's going to make a strength check against you to try to throw you off.
I rolled a 10.
He has a 17, so he throws you back over himself. He's still prone and on the ground, and as he throws you, both of you end up becoming ignited from the fire. And let me check something real quick. That was the one that does shit. Okay. Brian, you are going to take 8 damage.
Fantastic. I'm dead.
You're not dead. You are now in death save. So let's roll for him real quick. He takes 4 damage. He's not dead yet. He's just on fire. So on your next turn, you'll have to make a saving throw to try not to die. With that being the enemy turn, next person up on the list is Angel.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to cast Create Water up in this
Okay.
bitch.
You finally hit me. Congratulations.
Make it rain and extinguish flames.
Let me double check here real quick. Let me check area for that.
Boys, can we do agent? Can we do? We're struggling. Oh damn hard.
What was the name of the spell?
Create Water.
Why is that not listed here? I don't know why, but it's not in my spell list for the druid.
It's Create or Destroy Water, so...
Create or destroy water. So many tabs open.
How do you destroy water? The hydrogen molecules are
Create
still
up
there.
to 10 gallons.
You can't destroy.
So if you create 10 gallons of water, you'll manage to douse.
Alternatively, the water falls as rain in 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing explosive flames in the area.
So it's going to rain down and put out the fire and start dispersing some of the ale that's raining. That is still raining.
Okay. Just more worried about the flames. So.
Yeah. So there is no longer a fire.
Good. And
Do I
then
still
that counts
have
as
to
my
save
action.
You still have to
myself?
say a throw because you're still dying.
Oh, fantastic.
Hopefully my cleric will
How long is that?
stabilize you. But that was my action, so I can't really do anything. I guess I'll just end my turn.
All right, and then Mal, your turn.
Wait, where is it?
The
there
duration.
is.
Yeah, it's still going, Brandon.
Okay, I was curious about the thing, and I was like, how long does this go?
It's still going.
God damn.
All right, Mal, you here? Mal?
Well.
All right.
There's a problem is that sometimes if you don't move your controller, like.
Yeah, if
turned
her.
off.
Well, she's still playing a game, so I don't know. For simplicity's sake, we'll round back to her when she comes back. After Mal would be Gandhi.
Okay, I see the 2 archers from the other side of the street run off. Right? Okay, so upon
Wait,
seeing
messages?
Messages.
Oh, okay. I was the thing was like it showed me a notification that you'd messaged me, but it didn't automatically pop in for me. Sure. So Mal is going to go ahead and noticing that there's the one guy still alive and that the other guys are away, and she's actually got to cross the street before she can manage to get over to them. She's going to pick up the crossbow of the guy that was just killed and fire at the guy who was laying on the ground then. I don't believe she has disadvantage.
The dude who had his eye gouged out.
Yeah, she's gonna try to shoot at that guy and miss. Crossbows fucking suck. Rolled a 7. Alright. Well, I'm gonna say that she ends up climbing down onto the street, still outside of the range of where all of the ale tomatoes are falling, and she's down there now. Next up is Gandy.
Okay, I saw the two book it. I assume my bird's still in the sky because this is only transpired within like minutes,
Less
right?
than a minute, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back into the vision, and I'm gonna track them.
You wanna?
I see the one guy fall off and break his leg,
you wanna track
right?
the dude who's like laying on the ground and can't move, or you wanna track the dude who's booking it?
The dude that's booking it. I see where the dude that broke his leg is, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna track the other dude, and I'm gonna. I guess that's my action, right? Then I still got my movement, I guess, right? Or how would this work? Could I move while I'm doing this?
We'll say it's like a Google Glass sort of thing. That you get like an overlay. Because it.
Well, I start moving towards.
It wouldn't necessarily be like a full-on trance sort of thing that you would have to do for it. You can kind of like keep it. It's more like telepathy of your hawk vision also being like in your mind at the same time.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna move towards the dude that is on the ground. Get as close as I can. That's broken. The broken leg dude.
Oh, broken leg dude? Like you're gonna try
But
to
I'm
like,
gonna
climb up where the like. You don't have to climb. You can run through the alleys if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to him, but if I can, I'm gonna still try to track this dude that's trying to book it for the duration that I can.
All right. I'm gonna give you a choice. You can either try to keep concentration with your hawk while trying to move, or you can just fully concentrate on that, and then you won't lose him, guaranteed. Others might have you roll a perception to notice any like fine movements that he does.
I'll just track him because this guy with the broken leg is not going anywhere.
Next up, then we have Brandon. Or no, we have the cleric and the knight. All right, the cleric is going to move to Brian's character, and she is. She's going to use a spell on you called Spare the Dying, and upon touching you, you come back out of death saves.
By the way, I get 10 minutes of this, right?
Yes, you can follow him for 10 minutes per cast. So Brian, you are back up to 1 HP. Fuck that up. Your character is still unconscious, however. Next up would be the knights.
Oh god.
So well, 2 of the knights are dead. The knight that is at full health is going to cross the street and run down the alleyway, and he's going to end up coming out of the alley like really close to where the broken leg dude is. So he's got direct vision of him. And then the other knight is going to he's going to go to the cleric and hold out his hand for her to react by giving him a healing salve, which he's going then to immediately apply to himself. So I'm going to let him roll for some healing, which is garbage. All right, then. It's a good thing that she didn't give him a whole lot. Next up in the order is Brandon.
Okay, where are the enemies at?
There's one dude who is on the ground, almost dead, was burned, had his eye gouged out, and is covered in water. And then there's a guy on the opposite side of the building of you, and there's another dude who has a broken leg over on the other side.
Running away? Okay, so you said there's a dude behind me? Or something? Like
There's
what?
a guy immediately on the opposite side of the building from you. Like he's just on the other side of it.
Like, He's running away, right?
He'll be trying to escape.
Just looking at all the options, because I thought they would be all dead by now.
Yeah, but they're also pussies to run away.
Is anyone near the... Yeah, is anyone going to the guy who's on the ground with the broken leg? Right? Like, he's just the...
You saw one of the knights take off in the direction that is closer to that guy than the other one. You don't know that one of them broke their legs. You just know that both of them ran over the roofs.
Okay. Well... So I know that the guy that was on the roof, like, disappeared?
Yeah, both of the crossbow dudes ran back across the roof. Towards the adjacent street.
Oh my god.
Nothing else I can really do, really. I always want to get on the roof, then. Let's climb over
Yeah, I'll
to
let
the
you
roof.
climb up onto the roof, and then if you want to, you can move over to the other side of it. You got time.
Yeah. Just...
Alright, you want?
Okay. Can I see the other... Can I see the other person? Like the other person?
Yeah, if you cross the roof, you can see one dude who is already across the street and is about to run down an alleyway, and then you see the other dude with his leg broken and a knight about to be bearing down on him.
So for the dude... It's not the broken leg one, for the other one. Is anyone chasing him or no?
Nobody's chasing anybody yet.
How close is he?
He's just across the street. He's about to start going down an alley.
I need to check something. That's fine. Because I didn't know I was gonna get a turn. What is the range on this thing? Let me check. It is 10 feet. Can I get within 10 feet of him or no?
Yeah, you're close to 10 feet.
Okay, poison spray.
Alright. What is the save for that? Slash damage.
Save instantaneous. Constitution.
Okay, what's your constitution save?
And my constitution. No, it's not. The creature makes a constitution save, not me. It's his constitution save, not mine. It's not affected by my magic at all. It's just
yeah,
like
but it doesn't tell me
spray.
what number I'm going off of for it.
He takes 1d12 poison damage. That's it.
Yeah, but he has to. Alright, I'm just gonna roll it, because if he gets a bad roll, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's gonna take a d12 of damage, so go ahead and roll his damage then.
Do I have it? Yeah, let me see if I have a d12 nearby.
Is that the,
Here it is.
Are you doing this to the, broken leg
No,
dude?
he's running away.
Nope.
Okay.
I got 3.
Okay, so he takes 3 poison damage then. And he is unimpeded. What map?
I'm officially back.
Okay.
Okay,
After
go ahead,
Brandon,
Ben.
the next
That's really
character is Brian, who is currently unconscious.
Which... Yes, so he can't really do much.
Next up we have the broken leg dude and the other guy. So the other guy is going to take his move to sprint away, and he's going to go down an alleyway across the street and out of view of Brandon. Yandy, you're still tracking him. I'm just moving a bunch of dice around on my desk to represent people.
I mean, to be honest, Zach, he is being poisoned slowly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really much I can do.
Poison spray have any effect?
I injured him.
Oh no, it's just damage.
It just says within range.
Yeah, it should be 1d4 damage every turn he is poisoned for.
Does it apply poison?
Well, it's just poison damage. But I don't know if it applies poison. It's just
Yeah,
poison
it might not
spray.
apply the poison effect. It might just.
Apply the poison.
If it says they
damage.
become poisoned.
If he failed, right?
Oh, he
If
did
failed his
fail.
Constitution. That's yeah. That's why he makes a Constitution saving roll. I'm pretty sure.
Or takes 1d12 poison
Yeah,
damage.
he took the damage.
But then it doesn't say anything else afterwards. He took the
Okay.
damage, but it doesn't say anything else after that. Because it's a level 0 spell,
Okay,
that's why.
the dude who broke his leg
Never
is
mind.
going to
It's
lash out
it's
at
really not
the
doing
guard
much.
who's in front of him. He's going to roll a nat 20. So the guy who broke his leg, as the guard like approaches him, he turns and he shoves his sword up into the helmet of the guard, and the guard goes ahead and falls down dead.
Oh my god!
He critted. So that was fun. There's another guard dead. Next up after the enemies is Angel.
What enemy? I don't see any other enemies,
No, there's just
do
the
I?
one dude who's laying down on the ground, almost dead.
Almost dead. Can I... So I know he's there, I can see him?
Yeah, he's laying down. Like, he's virtually incapacitated at this point.
Okay. Well, I would like to, is there anyone that, like, can I just take him prisoner, or can I order someone to take him prisoner, or what?
You can make an intimidation check to see if he'll give up, if you want. Otherwise, you would have to, like, physically detain him, which would require strength checks.
Okay. Well, let me look at my character sheet real quick, and see which one of those would probably be the better option. Well, shouldn't be strength.
To be fair, you can make the intimidation check, and if it fails, still try to hold him.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll roll to make the intimidation check. I'll tell him to give up now.
Right.
Or otherwise die. I roll a 18, and then I have... do I add my charisma?
You would have a plus...
Which would be +1.
To your intimidation, because you're not skilled in it.
So 19.
Alright, yeah, he just, like, he throws up his hands and just stays still. Says he gives up.
Okay. And then, can I still have an action? Like, can I help stabilize
He's
Brian?
stable.
Oh, okay.
He's stable. He's at 1 HP. He's just unconscious still.
Okay. Well then, I guess I end my turn. I don't know what else to do.
If you want, you can move over and tie up the dude. He's
Okay,
surrounded
then
anyway,
I'll
so...
do that. Move over and...
Okay.
Okay.
Next after him is Mao.
Okay, can you refresh me about what I did last?
Your last round, you picked up the crossbow and tried to shoot at the guy who is laying on the ground, and Angel now has detained.
Yeah, thankfully you missed.
Alright, so is there even anything I could do?
You don't know where the other two dudes are. Honestly, at this point, we're out of combat aside from anybody that's interested in, capable of going after the guy with the broken leg or the dude who's running away.
Can Emberly go look for the other two?
Yeah, if you want, you can take off down the alleyway.
Yeah, can she go and take out down the
Sure.
alleyway?
If you,
looking
do
for the
that,
one?
take your movement, and then you come out of the alley below Brandon, who's on top of the roof, and you see him about 10 feet down. He's trying to limp away.
Okay, and who is Brandon? Sorry, I was hoping to get
He's
ready.
a
Sorry,
shady
guys.
dude who's on top of the building.
Okay, so am I going to confront him?
You do what?
Confront him and see what he was doing there, or do I know he was helping?
Yeah, he's
us?
helping.
Okay, so I guess I can go see if he needs any help.
Okay. Brandon, do you want to respond? Wait, you see if Brandon needs help, or you see if the dude on the ground trying to limp away needs help?
Because I'm on
the dude on the. Okay, so the dude on the ground is one of the
He's
people.
an enemy, yeah.
People
He's trying to
that.
escape.
Okay, so I am going to grab the dude and attempt to pin him so that he cannot
Okay,
escape.
go ahead and make me
so that we can
strength
question
check
him. I mean,
You gotta get a pretty bad roll if you're gonna fail it. I'll let you know that.
And it is a strength check. Where's that one at?
Should be at the top of your sheet.
Okay,
strength is a
okay.
+3.
I found it.
I still have the old version of your sheet that had your strength at 27. But I know you had a +10 to it.
I got a 16.
Yeah, you wrestle him to the ground and you hold him.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hold this guy here until somebody comes along.
Right. Yeah, I'll say you keep him pinned. We are officially out of combat now. Angel has one of them detained. You have one of them detained, and one of them is currently on the run, and Gandhi is tracking him. So we'll say that unless Gandhi, you want to do something, probably regroup with both of the prisoners then.
I'm just going to slowly try to just stay out of sight, but track this dude and follow this dude for as long as I can.
So you head off down an alleyway, and while following the guidance of your hawk up in the air, you see him weaving back and forth between streets, and eventually like run into a house. And it would take you about 2 minutes to follow him all the way there, and your hawk would caw if he ended up leaving the house.
Alright, then I'll just get to the point where I'm at the house.
You're gonna go all the way to the house?
And just stay there, and I guess I'm gonna go all the way to
Okay.
the house. And I'm just gonna like, just casually walk like like I'm just a normal person going to another house.
You're going to walk.
And I'm gonna keep watch with the hawk.
Okay, so you're just gonna watch the house? Alright,
Yep.
In the time that it takes you to do that, what does everybody else want to do? So, there's only one guard left. The remaining guard goes ahead and takes the prisoner off of your hands, Angel, and he has him sat down directly in front of you, and you're in charge of him now at this point. The cleric has stabilized Brian. He's regained consciousness, and she's applying medicine to him. Mal, do you bring the other guy back towards the group? Okay, so
Yes.
you drag him back in then. Brandon, do you want to do anything?
No, I'll follow after.
Okay, so you follow, and do you want to keep your distance, or do you just want to
Okay.
join the group?
I'll just join
Okay.
the group because like everyone saw me. I was like, hi.
All right, so then all you guys are together. The guard has the prisoner and everything, and then so both of the prisoners are tied up, sat down, and the 5 of you are there as well. And then Gandhi's got his guy, Dragon, who's been playing Rocket League this entire time. You we'll imagine like this entire combat was like happening like during the song that was like happening with you and like dancing. So there's like a montage of cutting back and forth between the fight,
Ben.
like epic music going on in the background, and then like as the final dude gets apprehended and like Gandhi's like walking up to the house, there's the moment where you stop dancing with her and you're both like dripping in sweat, like an amazing time. And she goes ahead and she reaches up and gives you a kiss and tells you that she'll see you tomorrow if you'd like, and gives you a wink.
Oh.
Aww. Aww.
And then
That's adorable.
The cleric did
no,
this?
there was a middle-aged, possibly married, fairly plump woman who ended up having an amazing time dancing with Dragon, and she is absolutely into him.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yep. Yep.
So that was the battle he was dealing with.
I got nothing. Yes, the battle of
So
emotions.
Gandy, I'll let you know if anything happens
Fucker,
over at your
not
place, or
fucker.
if you want to do anything, go ahead and speak up. Otherwise, we have the interrogation that's going on now.
Well, right. How are the people that were injured in combat? Are they being taken care of now?
Yes, the cleric is currently applying first aid to Brian's character, and the guard refused care, and he just wants to make sure that this is dealt with.
Okay. Well,
And they will proceed as you.
so we
prefer.
can
You
interrogate.
can interrogate. You can kill, whatever you want. You're in charge. Well, the group overall is in charge, but
Right.
you in particular.
Well,
are
as
in
long as
charge.
everyone's getting taken care of, that's my first priority. I would like to ask them who are they and who sent them.
So they tell you that they just had a mission to attack you. They hate dragons, and you all need to be killed if humanity is going to be safe. They're very standoffish and hostile towards you, particularly you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey Ben. Is it fine if I use Sea Chaos off of Angel? Sea Chaos in her life.
In his life.
Yeah. I just want to
Okay.
see.
Sure. So, in the chaos, you see flashes of a burning village in the nation of Hantro of half dragons being murdered and laying dead on the street, and you also see like a council of dragons sitting high above him, reprimanding him and belittling him.
That's nice.
Could I make a intimidation roll to try to get them to tell me more
Sure.
information? Okay, give me a second while I pull that up.
Also, Ben, can I also interrogate?
Yeah,
after
you guys
he
can.
does?
You guys are
Let's
if I need
equal to
to?
him in terms
If I
of
need
I'm
to?
back from my dead.
like
Get
interrogating.
that 20?
Nat 20?
go! Nat 20!
Nice.
So I'm just gonna say that one of them starts blubbering and the other speaks up over him, and says that they just had to kill you or get the stone from you.
Oh.
Like that's all he was told to do. Like the mission was to kill you.
That,
And
and
if
I can't get them to tell
if
me who.
incapable to take it. They say that they were offered the job by somebody else who happens to be within the city, who is also an anti-dragon enthusiast, but they don't know who had put out the order. They just know that in their group, the leader of their group was told that they had the opportunity to remove you, and that they would be highly rewarded for doing so.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm not doing like
I-
voices and stuff, but
No, you're fine, yeah. It's hard to keep track of all that.
Mhm.
Well, I'm done with them. I'd say as soon as everyone else is done interrogating them, if anyone else would like to interrogate them, to take them away to their cells.
okay. Anybody else want to do anything to them?
I'm good.
around them?
No, I was good. Cause
I want to
You're
interrogate
nowhere
them.
nearby.
You're
dude.
nowhere
You
near
are
us.
currently.
Are we interrogating?
I still want to interrogate.
You are currently looking.
You're still knocked out.
lovingly into the eyes of the plump woman
Oh,
who's like
I'm
kind of like
unconscious.
swinging her
You're
hands
still
with
unconscious,
you. Doesn't quite want to say goodbye just yet.
right?
Still want to interrogate. I'll interrogate her when you're the night.
Then they'll be
Interrogate her.
in their.
October
You just start yelling at her like, "Why are you trying to kill Angel?"
My commands.
She gets scared and runs away.
More like try to convince her to do things.
They'll be in the prison cells for later interrogation if anyone wants to interrogate them
Right.
later.
So the
Good.
the guard lets you know that he's feeling well enough to take them back himself. Unless anybody else wants to volunteer, he says he's gonna drag them back.
I would recommend volunteering.
You gonna volunteer?
Am I
Isn't he at, like,
unconscious
1
still?
No, you're
Three?
not unconscious anymore. Like it's been a little while. You've regained consciousness.
What's my HP?
Let me do it.
I'm still at 1.
Do a heal on you real quick.
Should be still at 1 because you. Oh, okay.
You are now at 2 HP. I don't
Really?
know why I'm the person that rolls shit today, but okay. You are now at 2 HP. And you want to go with...
What about my herbalism kit?
That's not.
It says tools.
Do you have any healing item on you?
I don't know equipment. I don't inventory.
I don't see a healing item on you. So now I'm gonna say you'd have to rest or get more healing from somebody else. Did you not want to go with them?
If I could get healed first.
You've already been healed.
If fine, I
Why
guess
is
I'll
my-
go.
My Xbox.
You've been
isn't
healed
responding
1
to me.
HP.
Hang on.
Oh, come now.
Why is my Xbox not?
Oh,
My
shit.
Xbox is not responding to my controller. Hang on, let me take the batteries out.
Reconnect your controller.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. So you don't go with them, Brian?
I'm gonna go
You
with
go
them.
with them?
Yep.
Okay. So then nobody else wanted to interrogate or anything?
I did.
Go fuck
You said
yourself. Okay, so
So is there anyone else going with
you're
me
going
or
with the
no?
guard right now. You're gonna go take him to the jail cell and then go back to your hotel room that you have with Angel and the cleric.
Okay.
Okay. So you exit. I don't have anything else for you right now, Brian. So if you're good, I'll catch you up on anything else that happens. If you wanted to go play something.
There's like nothing else I can play right now with the time, so I'm kind of just stuck here.
Well, if you want, you can mute your mic, and then you'll be able to listen to all the other stuff that everybody does. All right.
Okay.
So what's left now is that there is the cleric with Brandon and Mal and Angel. The four of you are together. Who wants to speak up first?
No, I'm just gonna.
Ah,
As after I make sure everything's okay with the cleric, I'll ask the cleric if everything is okay with her, if she has everything handled healing wise.
Okay, so you ask her if she's all right. She's gonna go ahead and turn to Brandon and Mal and ask if you guys are doing all right.
Yes, I am. I'm doing perfectly
Okay.
fine.
We'll look around. We'll look around the area. Then back at them, nod her head, and ask if they are doing okay.
She's gonna nod and she's going to thank you very kindly for helping with the attacks that have transpired today. and she expresses that she's tired and ready for bed.
Okay. At that point,
Then I'm
Ilma's going to bid them farewell and tell them to have a safe night, and that if anything else happens,
Yep.
that she'll be in her
Okay,
chambers.
Angel, I'd like for you to make an insight check, please.
insight check. Okay. Let me look at my insight real quick. See what I have a
The proficiency?
like it's
Yeah.
like a extra like it says insight 3. So like, would that be an extra?
Yeah, it's a
3
plus 3
points
to
to
your
it.
roll then.
Okay, and then I just roll a d20
Yep.
on top of that. Okay, so I got 16. So plus 3 would be
19.
Okay,
19.
so with a 19, you begin to question, well, not even question, but you recognize that they said that they needed to steal your stone. The history of what a dragon stone is for your people is that it is the stone that holds the majority of the energy of your soul inside of it. So it is, while you are in human form, you don't use the stone to be able to transform into a dragon. You use the stone to be able to transform into a human. It holds energy that human bodies can't physically hold in, and they still have trouble with it, hence why you still have your wings and other physical characteristics that still make you appear as though you're somewhat dragon-like. So the idea of somebody stealing your stone, first of all, having stolen a dragon stone is a huge capital crime in any country. The stealing of a stone from a dragon would be something that, as a dragon investigating it, you would have full reign to essentially conduct your own investigation regardless of laws of any sort of local lords or even the laws of a country particularly. And should somebody be found guilty of tampering with any sort of dragon stone at all, that person automatically would be sentenced to death. So it's a little bit interesting that these well, first of all, killing a dragon would also be a death sentence to begin with, just because it's murder and then murder of a dragon. So dragons would not take kindly to it. Anybody involved would be put to death. But it's interesting that these underlings understand enough to know that they should take the stone. So it's clear that whoever had instructed them to do so, or instructed their boss to do so, has plans that go beyond just not liking dragons in general.
Right.
Like the removal of your stone would prevent you from being able to turn into a dragon, and the energy within it can be transferred into many other facets. So anybody who would intend on obtaining one clearly is not worried about the fact that it would be an instant death sentence, and would have the power to do much more nefarious things than just hiring some thugs that can't do fucking shit.
Well, they already told me all they know, right?
And this is just elaboration on like what them telling you that means.
Okay. Well, of course, then I order that they be sentenced to death and the next morning. But other than that, I would have to retire to the chambers because I don't have information past that. I mean, it's good information to know, but they didn't offer me much information past what to look for, who to look for.
Then? All right.
Yes, with the cleric, of course, and my very weak dragonborn.
He already left with the knight.
Oh right, that's right.
Yeah. So you go ahead and leave, and she kind of gives like a wave to the other two standing there, and she skips along behind you.
Okay.
you guys want to do anything else then?
I feel like she would turn to Brandon and ask if he wants to grab a bite to eat or go grab something to drink before, or go to the hold on.
Tavern.
Yeah, she would ask if he wanted to go to the tavern and grab a drink before they turned in because of the rough day they had.
Yes, I would love to have a drink with you.
And let's go.
Ooh.
Alright.
I'd like to intimidate the two guys.
You don't even know their existence, sir. I'll let you do a persuasion check on the lady that you were dancing with if you would like to invite her to go to the tavern
bored.
as well.
I know.
I'm sorry, I tried to hint that you should go too,
Ben?
but you didn't. So you have
Ben?
a...
There was no hint.
Huh.
Ben, also, if this ever happens, what you should have done for actually the initiative stuff was that you do the entire like cycle. When it hits the end of the cycle, you go cutting back to Dragon, have him do some whatever he's doing there, then cut back to us. Then
At
come
the
back
same
to
time,
him
the
after
fight
round
happens
ends.
for like a minute,
It would've-
and he would have definitely been dancing the entire time.
Yes, but you wanted to at least say something like asking if he wanted to really do anything else while he was dancing.
Okay, I won't expect Dragon to speak up then next time.
It would help.
So, Dragon, what do you do then with your lady friend?
I don't know. At this point, I'm lost. I don't know. I'm just turning in for the night at that point.
Okay, so you
I think I'm
you
done.
bid her farewell and then head to probably the same tavern, honestly, but going to bed instead to the inn.
Yeah.
All right, and then Gandhi, you and the house with the dudes inside. There's some hushed speaking that you can hear, just kind of lurking around outside. If you want to listen closer, you'll have to crack a window and try to get more information. Then.
Do I see anyone like around outside, like just people passing by or anything?
Nope, street's
like,
dead.
Maybe a little kid or something.
Yeah.
Street's dead.
Everybody is still at the festival because this is still
Sure.
like within 10 minutes of that one dance being done. Brian, mute your mic, please.
Sure.
My mic is muted.
Sure. I'll crack a window, I guess.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a stealth check real quick.
That's a 9.
All right, so oh, hang on, my controller. So you crack the window, and without necessarily trying to, it swings open a little bit, and you catch just the last bit of what somebody's saying before there's panic within the room. So like as it's opening, you hear somebody like trying to think of the word here. When you're doing something with a lot of energy, I'm having a brain fart right now. Somebody's vehemently arguing with somebody else, and he demands that they need to bug out. Not the word that he uses. He says they need to leave the city immediately, and then they notice that the window opened, and you hear several bodies inside clamoring, and the opposite door on the other side of the street opens, and they dash out.
They all dash out, like they're just
Yeah,
booking it?
you hear just a massive clatter, and then the door slams open, and everybody runs out the other side.
How many are there? Oh, do I
Yeah,
see
you can
this?
like glance inside. You see 4 people sprint out of the door and then go every which way.
Fuck it. I'm gonna shoot one of them with the crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack then. See if you can nail one. And I'll roll to see which one is in the back. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and shoot.
That's a 20. It's a not natural though.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nine.
Okay. Are you aiming for a lethal shot?
If I killed this person, would I be able to still go after one more?
I'm just asking if you're shooting lethally or not, or if you're shooting to impede.
Yeah, lethal shot.
Okay. So it lodges itself. Your bolt lodges in his lower back, and you hear a cry of pain. And he takes off and runs left of the door, but you didn't kill him. I'm not going to say that there's combat because they are just trying to run away at this point. So you have the option of chasing them or trying to track them.
I'm gonna just follow that dude and I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Okay. So you go ahead and chase after him. I'm gonna say that because he is injured, you're gonna get advantage on chasing him. Make me an opposed athletics.
12.
Did you roll twice?
No, I didn't. One second. 17 for the second one.
Okay. So you take off sprinting after him, and despite the bolt in his back, he manages to put distance between you and him, and then duck down an alley like quite a ways in front of you. Are you going to continue chasing after him?
Oh yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Fuck it.
So you run to the alley where he ducked down. There doesn't appear to be anybody on either side of it. Do you want to run to the other side? Okay,
sure,
so
yeah.
you come out to the other side of the street. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
19.
I gotta go to bed. It's 11:57.
Surprisingly enough, the one time that I actually rolled well, I rolled double crits in a row. He's gone. There's no trace of him.
Okay, so there's probably a half dead dude running around the town somewhere. Yep. Fuck it, at this point I'm gonna burn my last hawk spell. Fuck
Okay.
it. I'm gonna see if I can see where anyone went out of all of them.
Go ahead and make me another perception roll, sorry.
Yeah, that's a 12.
Okie dokie then. With the hawk, you can actually see that because hawks have increased vision anyway. You don't see anybody, but where you are in particular, you can see large droplets of blood on the roof next to you, and they lead off to the other side across a couple of buildings. and then they disappear back down into an alley.
While still tracking this, I'm gonna just go straight to that spot.
Okay. You just want to like run around and run into the alley. Okay,
Yeah.
so you go into the alley and you encounter the man panting. He pulls the bolt out of his back and he throws it down. He pulls out his sword and he gets ready to attack you. So go ahead and roll me initiative just against this guy. Sorry for everybody else that's not present. If you guys want to have particularly Mal, Brandon, and Dragon, if you guys want to be having a conversation during this time, that would be all right. And then there's probably a conversation going on between both the cleric and Angel. Actually, there will be a conversation between you two when you get back.
Alright, I rolled a 19.
Okay, so you go ahead and you go first. You're about 10 feet from him.
He pulled out his sword, right? I'm going to try to shoot that sword out of his hand with the bolt.
Alright, go ahead and roll for it then. Roll the hit.
Because at this point, I don't want to kill him. I'm just going to take him captive.
Okay.
That's an 8.
So it fails right by him.
About 10 feet. I'm just going to reload it then.
While you're reloading, he is going to come after you, and he's going to swing at you. That is a 6. So go ahead and do your next turn then.
Looks like nah.
As he's swinging, can I just grab his arm since he misses and knock the sword out of his hand? That'd be a strength check, right?
Do you want to try to smack his hand, or do you want to grab it?
Or like
smacking would be dexterity.
Just
roll better. Yeah. I just got your message.
Dexterity.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and roll for dexterity then on him. It'd be a roll to hit then, with the purpose of knocking it out of his hand.
Do it just straight up dexterity. Yep. That's it. I clicked that on the dexterity box. Okay. Ooh, that's a 23.
Yeah. So you like as he finishes his swing, you go ahead and smack the back of his hand, and his sword lodges itself in the stone next to you. And if you want, I'll roll some non-lethal damage for him. Actually, no. You hit him with your hand, so you, if you want, can deal non-lethal damage to him, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be 2 damage.
Is he still up?
Was that Gandy's?
No. That wasn't me. But, what happens now?
So you went ahead and smacked his weapon away. I'll give you a chance if you want to try to grapple him if you would like.
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta get up.
Okay,
early.
we will make a note of the conversation that you and the cleric can have. We'll have it end off now. Would you like a last time on sort of thing? And you'll have like a flashback of the conversation. You'll get to choose your stuff that you talked to her about, okay?
Alright,
Alright, sorry it got down a little bit.
Right, later.
Alright, Gandy, what do you want to do?
You said I need to make it like a strength check to grapple.
You can choose to make a grapple check if you would like. Otherwise, you can just continue trying to deal non-lethal damage and beat the shit out of him. You can beat him unconscious, or you can try to just apprehend him while he's still fighting back.
I'm gonna apprehend him.
Okay, so go ahead and make a grapple check on him then.
What would that be?
Roll a strength. Uh-oh, Brandon's out.
Yep. Incho's out.
17.
Yeah, so you go ahead and grapple him. If you want, you could just choke him out.
Yep. And then I'm just gonna like basically knock him unconscious or whatever. Restrain him with the hemp rope that I got in my backpack. And then it's gonna drag him to, I don't know, is there any shady places that I would know about in this town?
If you wanted to, you could drag him back to your room in the tavern. Drag him through the window.
Yeah, fuck it,
Okay.
I'll do that.
Cool. So you go ahead and drag him back to the tavern, and you leave him unconscious outside. Go inside, open the window, and then like drag him up into your room to interrogate him. All right.
Yeah.
So that is Angel and the cleric have a conversation that needs to happen. That we'll just do it at the beginning of the next session. And then Dragon, Mal, and Brandon, all three of you were in the tavern. You guys can have a conversation if you would like about all that's happened. Whatever you feel like your characters would end up talking
Nathan
about.
also got disconnected
Oh, did
offline
you just
too.
go leave?
Nathan's
Oh,
gone
shit.
too.
I think
Like
he
it-
just left thinking
Yeah,
that
that's
we
fine.
were done. But, I mean, we can be still.
Yeah. I just came back because I was like, oh, my fucking Xbox turned off by itself again.
I suppose maybe,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how I would end up dealing with a situation like that again. Like, I tried to hint at the fact that whatever was going to happen was going to end up happening around Angel's character.
That's why I kept an eye on her, personally.
Right.
See, okay, the problem is it's the name Angel makes it confusing
It's
for me.
male for both character and player.
I know. But I think a girl
Well, I
when
mean,
I hear
Angel
Angel.
Matter was a dude.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dragon not being here, we'll have to figure out what the conversation that ends up happening between you guys when he enters the tavern. If there's a conversation that your character and Mal would like to have during the tavern situation, then you guys can, since you guys are sitting down having a drink and eating.
Yeah, definitely not eating. I don't think she could eat anymore.
Before that happens, like, Ben, me and you could, since, like, nobody else knows this has happened, we could do this after, like, if we're gonna finish this up, me and you could just continue this
Your interrogation?
afterwards.
I have an idea. I'd like everybody else to be present still.
Alright.
That's fine.
Did Brandon, Mal, you guys want to have a conversation? If you guys want to, like, spark notes it too, not necessarily talk as your characters, that's fine.
No, that's fine. I mean, I don't know what else. I don't really know what to talk about.
Are you from here? Are you new to the area? Or are you just
Yes,
visiting for
I
the
am.
festival?
I'm just a traveler.
As a traveler, do you come into a situation like that all the time?
Not really. I try to avoid situations like that, but I'm
Yeah.
always like, for some reason, it always happens to appear around whenever I'm nearby.
Then
I
maybe
just
you
have bad
shouldn't be
luck.
around. Then maybe you shouldn't be around.
I'm not trying to, like, I just happened to be in the area, and it just happened because of this fucking shockwave, and I was like, oh, what's happening over here.
Yeah. Because
I just like
whenever
to
everything
I'm
came,
always a curious person to see what happens. I try to assist in the situations, but there's not much I can do.
do you think more things is gonna happen tonight?
Hmm, not tonight. But most likely something might happen tomorrow.
I have weapons.
I mean, I
If
have a
you- if
weapon
you
too,
want to- if you-
but my weapon, it's not much of a weapon. As I pull out my, like, little quarterstaff with a lamp on it. That's really all I have. It's just a
What is-
stick with a lamp. It's literally like...
What is?
What?
What is it?
Do you know
Her
what a
eyes look-
quarterstaff is? A
Mm-mm.
quarterstaff? It's,
Of course I do. She
Brandon says
Okay.
specifically, it's this.
I as a
Yes.
I as a person do not know what it is, but my character would. So.
Yes,
What
I
is
was
it?
talking about for you,
It's a long stick for
person.
fighting.
It's a long stick
Okay.
for fighting, except that I have a lantern at the edge of it, at the top, like sticking
Okay.
off. So
This is
it
where
looks like
she.
it looks like a
This
giant
is
stick.
where she reaches
with a
over,
lamp.
grabs it, and starts turning it over and inspecting it. And
It's
you
just a
can-
stick with a lamp.
you can do better than this. You wanna
mean-
come look at my stuff that I have in my booth?
I mean,
real
I
quick
don't
after
really
you
need a
get done drinking?
weapon. I don't
You
really
don't?
need a weapon. Not really.
But doesn't a weapon come in handy for everybody?
I mean, this is kind of a weapon.
Why don't you come look at my booth with me? Come on.
Nah, I'm good.
You're. At least I tried. I don't think I've caught your name though.
Or Randy.
I'm M.
M.
She says that she takes another drink. Okay.
I'm drinking along too. Might want to turn into the night early.
While you guys are still talking,
Alright.
I'll go ahead and cut you guys off there.
Yeah.
Because this is approximately the time the dragon would be entering.
Yes.
So
Okay.
there's some other stuff that should wind up happening here shortly in terms of actual narrative. Hopefully that wasn't as boring for you guys as that was for I feel like
Nathan?
yeah. I mean, Brian I'm a little bit less concerned about. But yeah, I was trying to imply that he should follow you guys, but I'm trying to be as freeform as possible so everybody can be in different places, but the only issue is that if what you're doing in that place is taking a while, it's a little bit hard to...
Yeah. Then, like, because that's why I said, like, you always have to leave stuff open, and if Nathan didn't end up in the battle, then you have to either try to push him in the direction or leave him where he is, but at least come back to him and let him play out that scene, like continue playing the scene out.
Right.
Because you literally left him for like an entire hour not doing anything. That's why he went to Rocket League.
Yeah,
That's why I said, like, as soon as like each round ended, you should have let him.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
do
hoping
some
that there was going to
stuff,
be like more of
and then come back
a
to
rapport
us.
type thing, like more like table talk that would wind up happening throughout it, like him offering comedy, and then also like just kind of like throwing ideas and like talking about the game overall out there. But the issue is that Dragon specifically also would definitely on purpose like pull himself away from everything else just to bug me, because he said that was his goal for the entire thing. I don't want it to be not fun for him because he's doing that, but I was trying to urge him to be there and help out, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, like I said, just You have to leave stuff open for just in cases.
Yeah, there's well, honestly, making some of it up as it goes, just because of the way that you guys end up reacting to some different things. I already know what we're gonna start off with for the next session.
I'm curious, was it the fire? It got put out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I didn't know how fast that fire was gonna spread.
Yeah, it started, and then I was gonna have it like the turn order was fairly close to the spreading of the fire. So I mean, technically, with turn order, the way that it works, it was less than 6 seconds before fire. Like literally, like it sparked, and as the flames initially began expanding, he made it rain on it right away.
Okay.
And although like a little bit of rain in my mind wouldn't have stopped
Ben, I could have been so mean at that point too. I know. Wait, wouldn't that can't you? You're not supposed to put water on like quote unquote like oil fire, but like does it work with alcohol?
I don't know, but the spell does say that it puts out fire. It does say that it removes fire from an area. So, regardless of whether or not it's rain, 10 gallons, because in my mind, like, the way that it would wind up happening is that it was just a shitload of water that, like, if anything, snuffed the flames by falling on it. Versus cooling it to the point where it wasn't gonna continue.
I like how it's playing. Like, I like how I play on my ship, but it's just so hard.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that everybody kind of stays engaged. I mean, aside from the fact that Brian didn't want to roleplay, so I kind of had to ignore the ridiculous stuff.
I hated him so much.
But then,
yeah, he's trying to prevent Nathan from doing what he wants to do. I'm like, you can't really stop Nathan from doing what he wants.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it as engaging as possible. It's kind of difficult with 5 people, and especially with I don't want to say like splitting the party, but like everybody's in slightly different areas.
Yeah, that's why like I was trying to be a little bit funny with my stuff. I was like, well, I'm gonna try to do this. Let's see what happens.
Right.
I can tell you, this guy that I have prisoner right now is not gonna have a fun time.
Well, no, because you would have seen the glint off your crossbow the second you trained it on him. But yeah, that's
yeah, he's in the end he's gonna die, but I'm gonna get the information that I want.
I have a little bit of information. We'll save it for the beginning of the next one, though. So I've got to have a conversation between Angel and the cleric immediately upon their return, and then when Dragon comes into the tavern is where we'll start off with you guys, and then running parallel to that will be Gandhi. I hope nobody's like, if it's super boring, like if there's an issue going on, I want to know about it right away because I can amend stuff.
I don't mind sitting back and listening to, like, if it's split and stuff, because I enjoy it either way, because, like, I'm seeing part of the story unfold in a different way. It's cool for me.
Also, is everyone playing, like, not to make metagame too much, but, like, you guys don't really know why I'm doing it, do you?
Not really.
Because I'm just, like, I'm like a weird wild card out there. Because, like, I'm doing things with Caesars, I'm not doing
I mean,
things.
it's kind of hard to avoid the fact that stuff happens during your initiative, and then for some reason it seems like you're not taking a role.
I know. I'm just like, I'm
it's
not doing
definitely
anything.
Like, they're aware that
like,
if random stuff happens,
my character's
it's
definitely noticing.
Yeah, but, like, you don't... But, and, like, in character-wise, your characters don't even know what the fuck is happening, really. Because it's like... You don't know it's coming from me.
Not every time, no.
Like,
No,
not every
but
time.
you keep doing weird shit around, they're gonna put two and two together.
I know. But at the same time, you see me do things, and there's times you don't see me do things.
I'm trying to like
from what I saw, my character's assuming that they had some fucking somebody on the enemy side that had like magic and was doing this shit. That's what he's thinking right now. He's thinking that all came from them.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, what do you think about the raining tomatoes?
Fucking weird.
It's weird.
I was gonna say something dumb like kumquats,
happened,
but
right?
I didn't want to have to immediately link you guys a picture of what a kumquat looks like.
No. See, I don't know where, like, man, because I was trying to think, I didn't know what to put in that. I was thinking rotten fruit, if anything.
Yeah, because it says anywhere from flower petals to
Yeah,
rotten fruit. It's like basically just something that's pretty harmless, but distracting.
Quick question, Ben. Do have this. You said that mince powder pouch.
Mince dust, yes.
That shit, which is healing. Yeah. So it's basically as close as it gets to healing. So if I decide I'm gonna torture this guy, I can heal him right back up, right?
Spoilers for my 3rd book. Yes, you can do that. You can.
Well, me and that guy's gonna have
You
a
can
fun
use
time.
mince dust to heal a wound that you've just caused, and it will bring his health back up properly. That's yeah, it is something that unfortunately can happen in my world. It's really gruesome. And you're not the first person to have thought of it either, because that's happened a lot throughout history, especially back when mince dust was more common. It's much less common now, considering there is only one tree that it can come from now.
Well, that's spoilers for next.
That's just world
Next session.
building. I mean, there would be more of it that could wind up happening and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, you're perfectly capable of doing something like that if you wish.
Wait, Ben.
Yeah,
It's actually a
like,
great
my
idea. You
answers
should do
won't
that.
Fucking answers.
Huh?
I was gonna think of, like, when, like, for, like, the milestone-wise, like, when do you think it's a good point to us to level
Actually,
up?
I'd say it's probably a good idea to just level up now.
Because I know, like, I don't really see, like, we got the experience, but
I don't know if I have combat ready
a
for
little
you
bit.
guys next time. Like, honestly, I'd like to see you guys roleplay quite a bit more with less of my description, just like the interactions between all your guys' characters and stuff like that. Because trying to funnel you guys more so with plot devices to make sure that you guys are in close proximity to try to get you guys to become friends is a little. It would become tiresome if I had to do that for like 5 straight episodes, and Dragon still just doesn't want to be near you guys, because that would. I mean, at that point, I'd have to be like, Dragon, you're kind of bringing this on yourself.
Do you want to know what my plan originally was with that house? Well, you kind of forced me in a different direction. I was going to have like see if there was any people in the alleyway, pay them to watch this house and tell me if anything happens, like any movement, anybody leaves, anybody comes and goes. And then I was going to go find Mal's character and then we were going to go and buy that cannon off the guard.
Oh.
And we're going to roll that fucking cannon down there and blow that
To be
fucking
fair,
house
that's
up.
what I was hoping you were going to say you wanted to do, but when you
She would
immediately...
have loved you forever. No
when you
joke.
immediately wanted to like listen in, I was like, I'm gonna have to make you roll a stealth check just to make sure that you don't botch it. And then when you did, then that changed it. Yeah, I was trying to think about it. I'm like, you're kind of by yourself, and there's definitely some people in this house.
I was hoping for someone to be in the street, like a little boy or something.
Oh, that's why you asked me if somebody was in the street. I thought you were asking me to like make sure that like nobody saw you. But yeah, there would have been nobody in the street at that point, because it was it was already dark at that point.
It would have been a lot more interesting had it go that route.
Right.
But it's still going to be a lot more interesting considering the torture that this guy is about to get.
Considering
Oh, I can't wait to listen to this torture.
Dragon's female character possibly becoming a recurring piece depending on his choices, I'll have to come up with a name for her. Plot twist. It's Fat
For
Thorn.
this- I don't know. So,
No,
I don't know
question,
if Thorn is
would I
fat or
be
not.
able
You've seen
to,
her, I
like...
haven't.
she's not. She's pretty. Like
Would
someone
my
like. Go ahead.
would my character know any magic to, like, put someone in a trance or sleep?
You could probably put somebody to sleep, yeah. You probably know how to do that.
And because my plan for the next part is, like, get this guy knocked out to the point where he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you could probably cast sleep on somebody.
Tie him up. Okay. And then I was gonna go, I don't really want to use my shit because you said that was rare. But I want to find someone that can heal this guy back
You
up.
got a cleric nearby?
That would keep their mouth shut. I'll pay them enough. Yeah. But I don't know if she's really into torture.
Anyway,
So.
Ben, I have a question.
Look, regardless of what you decide to do, the more you guys try to bring everybody into the party together, the easier it's going to be for me. So I'm not going to argue with you too much on, like, yeah, I want to go talk to that person. I'm not going to really call into question, like, the efficacy of that.
No, see, the question is, how far away is he? Like, there's no way I would find out about this without him approaching us with it, because
We're in the same
I'm at
tavern, I
tavern.
believe, right?
That was going to
Are
be,
you- no,
like, I didn't
no, no.
specifically say that, but that was going to be the twist, that the second you started torturing him, he was going to scream, and they were going to find out that you were torturing him.
no.
Not
I'll
really
be
too
fine
much
with
of a spoiler, though, because that was going to be, like, the very second you started torturing him, I was going to have him make checks every single time you hurt him to see if he could get the thing out of his mouth and then scream. So it was going to happen eventually, and that was literally going to be the first thing that happened after the conversation between the cleric and the angel. Angel and the cleric, and Mal, Brandon, and Dragon, like, as soon as they walked in, I was going to have all you guys doing stuff together.
Okay. So Nathan's in
I'm
the tavern
actually fine
too.
with going. I'm fine with going that route. If that's the case.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Dragon also
with
came
the
back to the tavern. I'll have to try to make it up to him for the fact that he wasn't present.
Because at that point, like, I can do my thing with torturing him. Like, I know this is metagaming, but we're trying to set it up where we're an actual party, so
Yeah.
trying to structure
it's-
that. So
Ben, I have a question because my character is a very weird, like what he's proficient in. Let me go to my proficiency character. See, like he's really good at, where is it? I think it's like healing. Yeah, I can heal.
Medicine?
I'm really good at healing. Oh yeah, it would be medicine. Like, so I would have some like.
You could have first aid.
Oh.
At the very least, you would be
Like a
able to
first aid
prevent
kit or
him from
something?
dying.
Yes, like I would like keep him stabilized enough.
Yeah.
see, my
Okay,
character
and also-
wouldn't know that, so
Yeah,
you would send
no,
one of
I
you
know.
guys to go get the cleric, and that could bring in Angel and the cleric to this.
I mean, it would pique my interest. Plus, only that, Ben, I can actually craft stuff too. I don't know what.
There is, like, Dragon is the primary person I'm concerned about not wanting to be present, because it does make sense logically for Angel and Gandhi to be connected, and then Gandhi has a predisposition towards liking Mal to begin with, and then of course Brandon, we've talked about your character, the reason why he would want to be present.
Yes.
The primary thing that I in my mind Dragon would want to be present with the party for has not come about yet, and I didn't tell him specifically what it was because I didn't want to metagame it. But
Yeah.
if you guys analyze all of your findings and stuff like that, there's more information that you guys can end up coming up with. If you guys are curious about anything that your characters would actually know, I don't want to just tell you like, oh yeah, you know this. This is truth for your character, so this is definitely where the campaign should go. I don't want to try railroading you guys like that.
Metagaming here, but during the torture, once we get Angel there,
Assuming you get Angel there.
like assuming, yes, the Dragonstone might or might not fall out during this torture.
Fall out, what do you mean?
Out of his pocket.
It's around his neck.
Because he's gonna be rough. It's around his
He's
neck?
yeah,
Okay.
dragons wear them on necklaces.
Yeah. I'm talking about the one that I have.
You have one?
Yeah, we talked about that.
No, I told you don't have one.
It's not mine specifically.
Oh, yes, yeah, right.
It's part of my
yeah,
backstory.
Sorry, I spaced on that for a second.
Oh, sounds interesting.
But he doesn't wear it. He doesn't wear it. He keeps it in his
Yeah,
pocket.
sorry, I thought you were talking about Angel's Dragonstone.
No,
Yes,
no.
Okay.
My character's not interested in that. But I'm pretty sure me having a Dragonstone being a half dragon, if it does
You would
fall
raise
out,
questions.
that's really, yeah. So I'm gonna try to like, I want all this to flow naturally. But pretty much we're just gonna have a torture session next session.
Okay.
Jesus
Torture.
Christ.
Torture.
Yeah.
This is gonna be interesting because it's definitely gonna make our characters get
Like
more
Krusty Krab
connected.
torture is the torture for you and me.
Okay.
Did anybody else want to talk about anything in regards to their character, the session that isn't like particularly private between me and them? Sorry, you had to explain your part of your backstory accidentally, Gandhi. I just forgot what you were talking about.
I'm fine with
It's
that shit.
fine. Like
You don't have to worry about
I'm
Brandon
sure
metagaming
like
it.
everybody's not gonna be like,
Yeah, I don't metagame
Yeah.
shit.
You
Like,
really
I
don't
try to,
metagame
help,
stuff because
around with stuff.
you're like, okay, what does my character know? What are they observing here? What can he act on that isn't me knowing that
It's-
this is happening elsewhere?
that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my character too. Like
Yeah,
my
that's why
character
I always
doesn't
ask
know.
the
all the-
question.
like,
So I'm like, where
so I
is
don't
everyone
see the
at?
guys, right?
Like,
I go, no,
where are
they
they
don't.
at? So I know.
Yeah.
Because I need to know positionings of where everyone's at. Like, I need to know where my character is. Because like we don't have like a placemat in a way to see shit.
Right.
So I'm like going off of my head of like where she's here.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting
See-
that we're not in a fucking town, like actually like normal town. We're in a fucking desert.
Why does that matter?
Yeah, I'm thinking like it's a fucking
Because
stone
my
roads and
because-
shit.
yeah, I'm thinking stone roads, stone houses. No, we're in a fucking desert. So it means that the houses are
Yeah,
different.
they're made out of clay.
Yeah.
See, that's
Oh,
exactly.
hang on, let me-
that's the
I'm gonna
problem.
That's so
real quick.
weird.
Let me see if the processing is done on my
It's
edit.
so weird.
I chopped off the
Because
last
at
for
least
the first
getting
12 minutes.
you think of stone houses and shit, but you're not thinking of like a
Yeah.
clay house.
It's mountains in. I'm thinking fucking stone houses. It's by a fucking
Yes.
mountain.
But that's still not the easiest material.
Yeah.
I know. We're in a desert.
It's
so
just-
clay.
Yeah. It's. I think me and him are having the same problem with envisioning this.
Visioning shit.
Yeah.
What we see.
But like I did the same thing with you. That's why at the beginning of this I was like,
Public.
my character just walked back casually because he doesn't really know. He just hears something. But then I was thinking like, this is like fucking earthquake type of shit. He's gonna know that something's up, so he's probably
Yeah,
gonna
'cause-
want to go back.
Yeah, no, that it's a fucking desert. So like, if It's
The
really
subscriber
quiet.
count on my YouTube has not changed in 4 years.
Because it hasn't been linked to other videos in a way.
Oh, it's still being processed. Okay,
Like it's not currently.
apparently. That's annoying. It shows the runtime as the proper amount, whatever. I cut the first 12 minutes of it. I guess it's not done processing yet for some reason, but I'll go ahead and link it to the group chat so that way you guys can see the, Actually, crap. Hang on, let me... I don't want to show you guys that in particular.
Then you're...
Here we go. View as subscriber. So I'm going to show this. If you guys go to the site, if you go to the YouTube link that I'm sharing now, the very first video, the picture of that is the closest picture that I could find to approximately what the city looks like. I actually took the picture from Black Desert.
Oh. Black Desert actually does have some good maps. Oh.
Sandgrain? Is that what it is?
Yes.
The city?
Was it supposed to be Sandgrain? Yeah.
I don't know, I didn't play far enough in it because I got annoyed at the fact that I couldn't continue building my house until I did more missions. It was bullshit. So we're good on D&D stuff now? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about like